You are now listening to Ride With Me, the Flat Tire Nerdy Podcast.
Welcome to Ride With Me, episode 108. Today is February 24th, 2024. And today's guest is my brother Alex.
I can't hear you. What happened to the sound?
Making his first appearance. You should be able to hear it.
I can't hear you now.
What are you talking about?
I can't hear myself.
You should be able to hear yourself.
No, I can't. There's nothing in the headphones.
Then I can hear you, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, but I like hearing myself.
Oh my god. I guess we have technical difficulties.
Oh, there you go. I can hear myself now. That's better.
Ooh, that one kind of loud.
Yeah, how did I get unplugged?
Oh, I don't know.
That was weird. I was like getting annoyed by myself, but I like hearing myself.
All right.
That's
Well,
kind of weird.
back to the introduction.
Sorry.
My brother Alex is in the studio today. Say hola.
Why are you out of breath?
I'm not out of breath.
It sounds like you're out of breath.
No, I'm good. This is the first time I'm recording in a while, so kind of nervous.
Gotcha.
Kind of nervous, man.
This is my first time. I'm not nervous.
You know, you're a podcast professional. You're freaking listening to podcasts all the time.
I do need my drink though. Sorry.
Yeah, this podcast is brought to you by.
Sorry.
How many fuck ups we're gonna do? It's over there, isn't it over there?
Fuck up.
Isn't it over there?
No, that shit's nasty. I'm not drinking it.
You just wasted a 24-ounce can.
Yeah. I need something to drink. Hopefully this is good.
Those are good. All right.
The guy that sells beer doesn't drink beer.
I don't. No, I drank those. Those are good.
All right, so what's the episode gonna be called?
No, you're the one that said we're just going to fly.
Yeah. So should we call it On the Fly?
On the fly.
On the Fly. That's gonna be the name of the episode.
Mm-hmm. That's what we do. So today we went on a freaking bike ride. We knocked out 31.6 miles. I'm tired.
Yeah. Well, you were the one at the end. Oh, let's speed it up. Okay.
I fucked up though.
I said, okay, you want to speed up? I pushed it. I was dead after that.
My buddy Paul freaking saw us on Arrow Highway. He said, "Dude, tell your brother to put a shirt on."
Oh yeah, I did it without a shirt on.
And but what was it? A month ago, we went to the Queen Mary, and you did the whole bike ride without a shirt on.
No, I think after I put my shirt back on.
Well, yeah, okay, I take that back. The whole ride to the Queen Mary, you rode it without it.
Yeah, but the only reason I was not shirt on is not to show off. It's to it was the cold.
Explain your theory on the no shirt.
Well, it's not a theory. Okay, it's like
Spencer.
People become soft nowadays, right? So we wear sweaters everywhere. You don't get it uncomfortable. So I've been doing a lot of stuff with ice, and I've been doing runs with no shirt on in the morning when it's ice cold. So that's how you become a man.
Oh, damn.
Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Damn. No, you did. Multiple people on the bike trail were like, "Damn, dude, you're the man," and giving you props for not wearing a shirt. It was cold that day. Today wasn't as bad.
No, today was like whatever.
Today wasn't as bad. But
I did want to jump in that lake though.
We went to the Santa Fe Dam and you tried to jump in the lake, and I'm like, I don't think you can, dude. But yeah, no, we knocked out a quick little bike ride before we started recording today. Took him to the filming location of Good Burger.
That was fun.
I'm like, don't look that way, man. Don't look that way. And yeah, no, it's I normally go down and for those of you that know San Gabriel Valley, I normally go down Valley and Sunset, but this time I went through, ended up on Hacienda because that's where the filming location of Good Burger and Mondo Burger were at. So I'm like, let's go this way so you can see it since you're down here for a little bit. And then he also got to see the very first In-N-Out location.
Oh yeah, little tiny shack.
That shit is tiny, dude.
That's
And
so
actually
small.
that actually worked. Like they made burgers out of it. Letty used to go there during her lunch at school. From
So
school.
when did it close?
2000 something, 2002, 2005. I believe that's when they built the new one.
So how old is In-N-Out?
In-N-Out was in holy shit.
So how long was that fucking thing there for?
The very first one.
Damn,
The very
that's
first
a
one.
long
That's
time.
the very first In-N-Out.
Fuck.
And
Oh wait, did we cuss on here?
we could cuss.
Okay.
At first I was like,
family friendly.
At first I was family friendly. Then I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Let's go.
The biker was good today, but I think the difference was being hungry is not good. Because I think I halfway through I was already starving. So I think that's what it was.
It was.
I was hungry. I got so hungry after.
Well, I drank. No, I didn't. Drink.
I think it's because I didn't drink enough water, and we should have drank that. I should have drank that because
liquid IV.
Mm-hmm.
I drank the liquid IV when we got to, I think, the dam. Yeah, when we got to the restaurants.
And for those who don't know, obviously we're talking to people here. Liquid IV is it's like electrolytes. So if you haven't been drinking water, It's the real electrolytes you want to drink. Even though I just realized they do have sugar. It does have sugar in there.
Not the one I have.
Oh, see, that's the one I need to
Sugar-free,
get.
baby.
Yes, that's the one I need to get.
Sugar-free.
I need to get sugar-free.
Yeah, those are a little bit more expensive, though. I was kind of hoping you would bring the energy ones like last time.
Yeah, I ran out of those.
Oh,
those
is-
are good.
They are good.
Those are good. Those are good.
So this guy introduced me to freaking Liquid IV, and he got me into trying to only eat once a day. I don't
the OMAD.
I don't call it fasting for me because I do drink a little bit of coffee in the mornings. I do have to have it with fucking creamer, and he got me into like kind of like, hey man, your mind is just plays tricks on you, man. You're not really hungry. You just need water. So he's like, drink the fucking Liquid IV if you get hungry, and I've gone all this week without having even to drink the Liquid IV. The only reason why I drank it today because we were on a bike ride.
I should have drank mine. I messed up. That's
And,
why I feel like I'm cramping. I felt it in my
You
legs.
feel that?
Yeah.
This guy ended up losing like 30 pounds in like 3 weeks for just eating once a day and then.
Fasting. Well, technically fasting.
But you were fasting because
Ice
you weren't
bath.
even drinking coffee or nothing, right?
Nothing.
And
Liquid
then,
IV.
and then
that's it.
ice baths and
Ice baths. Yeah.
cold showers.
Cold showers.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, you
It
gotta
is
do-
cold though. No, it does. I did it for a couple. I haven't done it lately, but I did do the shower. The last 3-5 minutes of the shower with really cold water, and that makes you wanna fucking shoot yourself.
Well, what led me to all that? So it started with a book about breathing, and then they talked about this guy who does breath work. So then it went to breath work. Then from breath work, he does ice, and then he tells you all the benefits of ice. And once you start doing ice, it starts kind of opening everything up. Because you realize there's stuff really. If you don't do things that are hard, you don't do things that are hard. So you just take life way too.
So you
easy.
pushed yourself.
You gotta push yourself.
Yeah, that's why you went to the Queen Mary without a shirt on.
Oh, yep, that's exactly what was the point. And I hadn't even ridden a bike in I don't even know
Ever.
how many years.
Yeah. No, you just hit me up one day and started talking about whatever, and then out of nowhere, it's like, dude, I heard in your podcast you went to the Queen Mary. Is
Yeah.
that true? I'm like, yeah. I mean, a while back, he said, let's do it. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to fucking, in a way, I'm trying to talk you out of it because it's not something you just do overnight.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, dude, no, we're gonna do it. I'm like, all right. And when you got here, I'm trying to for that week, I'm trying to explain to you, you're gonna have to kind of lube up in the area, so you don't get what's it called, rash when in between your legs and
all the biking stuff
yeah,
that you don't realize you
and
need
you're
to
like,
know. Yeah.
and you're like, nah, we're
Yeah.
good. We're just making like that. And I'm like, dude. And then when you got here, I'm like, dude, please, for my peace of mind, at least just lube up, please.
That I agree. That you have to.
And where
yeah.
we're out there, and you're like, yeah, good call on that.
Yeah, the loop.
good call on that part.
No, yeah, for sure.
And
I hadn't done it.
so we we drove down the San Gabriel Trail, all the way to Seal Beach, and then Seal Beach is another 30 minutes to the Queen Mary itself. That was an okay bike ride. It wasn't that bad. The typical sore in the butt and legs a little hurting, but on our way back, we decided to take the Rio Hondo, and that one was my buddy Paul was like, that one's gonna kill you, dude, and it did because there's a lot of ups and downs. That last hour felt like every 10 minutes was only every minute felt like 10 minutes, man. Like, fuck.
Well, what kills you is when you have to constantly go up. It's like you get the rest, and then you gotta do it again. Oh,
It's
hard.
but I mean, there's a guy that I met at one of my old liquor stores, and he does it every Sunday.
yeah.
He does it every Sunday. Like the couple that we saw today.
Oh yeah.
That I thought was a girl,
that
man.
was so funny.
This guy pulled up to us while this guy was in the bathroom.
That was funny.
He pulls up to us, and I should have just kept my mouth shut, but all I first said was, "Oh, that one's closed," meaning the female restroom. And then his wife pulled up. I meant for her. Right? He looked like a girl.
He kind of did, but my first thought was they're obviously gonna get off and see, so I don't have to say it's closed.
Yeah, I don't know why.
We're in 2020. What year? I don't even know what year now.
2024.
2024, and Andy
Dude, he looked like a girl.
misgendered somebody.
He lit-
So this podcast might be canceled. This might be the last
It might be
episode.
the last podcast
Yeah.
episode. That's it.
Somebody might report you.
Fucking-
Somebody might post it.
Fucking Officer Ricky's gonna report this podcast episode. He's like, dude.
Oh, because you got a new co-host, so he's gonna be upset.
Yeah, fuck. Oh, you're calling yourself a co-host now? You hear that, Ricky?
my first time I'm announcing I'm the co-host.
Damn, you hear that, Ricky? You've been replaced.
He got replaced.
But yeah, no.
You know how Batman and the new one got replaced?
Yeah.
Chris, that's the same thing happened.
Same shit happened here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He does like Batman.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I use that reference.
Today, fucking, I told him, okay, let's loop it, and go up to the dam and then take the Rio Hondo back home. But I remember that it's been raining. And I knew that 50-50 chance that Rio Hondo by the golf course might be flooded. And we got there and it was fucking flooded.
Yeah.
I'm like, we got to go back.
And it was flooded. That thing is gone.
And there's signs telling you, please do not cross it while it's flooded. And
if it wasn't sewer water, I would try to see how far we could have gone.
Yeah, you don't know, man. That's pretty deep. That is deep. So,
yeah, I know.
like, we're not gonna chance it. Then we'll just. But I did notice that there was another bike trail. The bike trail is on the opposite side, leads to the same location. So I was like, well, let's just GPS it and find our way back. So we ended up going through some houses and finding the park that led back to the Rio Hondo. That led us back to the Whittier Narrows and then Whittier Narrows back home. So
well, and I think the reason the bike rides even started wasn't even. It's like for multiple things because I'm doing the Colts. I want to do something hard, but then it gets a chance for us to talk because if people don't know, if people have been hearing your podcast, they know that me and you didn't talk for a long time.
Yes. People that have been listening to my podcast or friends and family that know, Alex is a brother that I didn't speak to for like maybe 8 years, and I vented on the podcast on here about him. I one day said, fuck it, it is what it is, fuck it, and I just let it be. And then, saw him for the first time at our grandma's viewing, and you walked up to us and you said the past is the past, and ever since then, we've been talking. But I think it was that day of the bike ride that you wanted to go, that you've been calling daily. And
well, yeah. So the thing was, because as you start pushing your body, you can't just do it. Just can't be your body. It has to be your body and your mind. And the hard things, when your body's easy to tell, because you lift weights, you run, it gets hard. So this is a hard thing to do. The water's cold, so it's hard to do. What you don't realize is harder to do is to go to talk to somebody you haven't talked to in a long time, because you're holding on to stuff that doesn't even matter at 8 years later. It doesn't matter.
And you don't even remember why the
exactly.
fuck. So the whole George Lopez theory of 20 years was wrong. He was wrong. You beat it by 12 years. So like I told you, man, I did miss you, and I did multiple times did cry for you, and I'm glad that you're coming around again. And
well, the thing I think is because we're opposite. So like you can cry, you can do all those things. I couldn't do those things.
Yeah,
all that stuff that wasn't in me. So it's like that's kind of when I found out, once I started doing the ice and started doing all that stuff. Like all that stuff creeps in because you start to realize what's holding you back. It's kind of crazy. So then it's like you have to do hard things with your mind and with your body. You can't just do one or the other. You have to do both.
Yeah, and then to me, like you said it yourself, is to you, talking is your strength, and getting shit off your chest is your therapy, is your, coping mechanism.
And mine is not. So it would be like, it's hard to explain, but it's kind of like hating, because you can't do that. I can't do that. I couldn't just go tell anybody my problems, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's a good sense and a bad sense, but either way, you're getting off your chest. I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So deep down, not understanding it would bother me, not realizing it. So it would make me mad, like, oh, this guy has to go tell everybody, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I would get annoyed, and it's like, I don't want to talk to the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how.
And then he's like, fuck, he's got a podcast now?
Yeah, exactly. And the funny thing is, I've been listening to podcasts since they started. Like, when they first started, I listened to Joe Rogan from the beginning.
We don't talk about that guy.
So, yeah, best podcast out there. Well, there's a couple other ones.
We don't talk about that guy.
So, I work overnights for a long time, so I listen to a lot of podcasts. That's all I listen to. Podcasts, audiobooks, but mainly podcasts. So, and then, so now I'm on my first official podcast.
There you go. It's official.
I had a sponsor. I just became a co-host. My first time.
Apparently, I check that shit out. First episode ever.
I might as well sign up for the academy right now.
Go to the army and shit.
Oh, he went to the army too?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you mean Ricky?
Yeah.
Oh, he wants to be a pilot now too.
Oh,
so
okay.
go study on that shit. Ricky, you've been replaced, bro. See what happens when you have a kid, bro?
Yeah, that's what happened.
He has 2 kids, but he neglect them today.
No, they're with the grandma.
They're with grandma.
I got a day off, so.
And so
Well, even this, sorry to cut you off, but even this I wouldn't do this. Normally, I wouldn't be talking, and whoever need people listen. However, like your 2 listeners or whoever you have,
Damn, like
yeah,
that?
you know.
Holy shit! I
but
think
you
after
gotta-
today we're gonna go back to another 8 years.
You gotta put yourself in situations you're not 100% comfortable in. Like you can't just be. Well, I mean, I'm comfortable right now because I could have sat in an uncomfortable chair, but for this conversation,
he got
I
the
need to be
sofa.
comfortable.
He got the sofa back.
We
He
had to
brought
move
the sofa
We had
back.
a Will Smith moment from Men in Black where you gotta move it, drag it over.
That's right. That's right.
What's going on with that guy?
Well, oh my
What's
god.
going on with that
Dude,
guy?
honestly, like Ricky and I talked on an episode one day. It's like he had a lot of built-in anger, and Will Smith is obviously held all that shit in. And I can speak from experience that I know what he was going through. He had all this built-up anger of what was going on in his personal life, that he took it out on the wrong person.
So, but do you think it's because he puts on a show? Like he has to set. It's like he has a persona. Like he has a
well,
family man.
he has that reputation.
It's like The Rock. The Rock's the same thing. He has a reputation.
He's right there, right?
right
Don't
behind
talk
us.
shit about him,
He's
right?
right behind us
there.
holding a. What is he holding?
A Zoa
What is that drink?
energy drink.
Is it energy drink?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't even know. What that is.
Just don't.
Yeah. So yeah. That
You
drink
know,
is-
right now I'm
you got Tony Romo. At least he's holding. I know what that is. It's a Corona.
He's drinking the Corona.
Yeah.
I got two Toromos.
Yeah. This guy over here with his blue shirt.
Hey, look,
Hey,
man.
if The Rock, if you hear this, sorry, but yeah.
Hey, look, Rock.
You messed up, Rock. You messed up.
Look, Rock. Like I'm in the middle of I'm in a glass house of emotions. Okay, a glass case of emotions, bro. You're a bad guy or a good guy? What is it? Just don't tell me what to do with chicken nuggets up
He's
my
a bad
ass.
guy. He's a bad
Don't
guy.
call me a fucking Cody crybaby. I don't like that shit, bro. All right, but he's still right there. Letty's like, are you gonna decapitate him now? I'm like, no. Leave the cutout alone, dude. It's a Rock.
Put a skirt on him or something.
No, I know. Fuck. What do you call it? What were we saying? What the fuck were we saying?
I don't even know. I don't know
What
how we got
were
off
we
The
saying?
Rock.
How we went from fucking talking about a sofa to the you just talking about
because we were complaining about Will Smith. Oh, I was
Will Smith.
complaining
You're
about
Will Smith.
And
Nah,
were-
he just like I said-
but you did see they're coming out with I Am Legend 2. Mm-hmm. And they're going off the deleted ending, which should have been the original ending, because there's actually a series of books, and he doesn't die till like towards the end of the books. But in the movie, they killed him
right away.
right away.
At the end.
Because then they have to change. They have to change. And so sometimes just leave it
And
how
you
it
know
is.
what? It's funny we got into the conversation earlier about movies. Also, is just that they're pushing too much. I'm probably going to get canceled after this.
Yeah, you're gonna get canceled.
They're just pushing up too much gender. You know, he's and she's and he's and that's and this and that. And honestly, man, a lot of movies have been going to shits. Like, you know, like you said about like when I took you to go see the building of where they filmed Good Burgers. Like,
Yeah.
they don't make movies like those anymore.
Yeah,
A lot of these movies are
they have an agenda.
yeah. So
They
it's-
want you to see a certain way.
So I thought you put your phone on mute.
I thought I did.
Uh-oh. I guess not.
Second mistake.
Oh, damn. You know, Ricky's going to count all
Keep
these
their
for
attention.
mistakes. So now I got to talk.
He's had more chances.
All right. So like
He's had more chances than me.
I was saying about Will Smith, it's just he was holding on to all that anger, all that personal issues he was going through, and he took it out on the wrong person. So there's that one. And then The Rock over here. Back to The Rock. Rock can kick my ass too. So I'm not gonna touch that
And
one.
we're back.
Oh.
Can he though?
Yeah,
Can he?
The Rock
Because
can kick my
wrestling's fake, so those muscles might be fake.
shit. Dude, The Rock's gonna come over here and lay at the
They
smack
might-
it down, bro.
There might be that SpongeBob episode where you gotta blow them up.
Oh.
Those arms you blow
I
up.
was off for I was off for like 2 weeks because Letty had surgery. The wife had surgery, so I had told one of my coworkers he does what you call the strike team. So he does when we request POS for liquors for like the displays or pennants up in the ceiling or cutouts like this, like the Rock here. And I had asked him, hey, is there any Zoa Rock cutouts at the warehouse? And he said, yes, there is. He held on to that freaking cutout for like 3 weeks. When I finally come back, hey, dude, you still want that cutout, right? I'm like, yeah. He goes, I still have it in my van.
Oh my god.
I'm like, yeah, dude, I want it. So he met me at one of my accounts, and here you go, dude. And it's been standing there. When I first brought it home, I put it in the wife's office, and she walked in. What the fuck? Scared the shit out of her.
No, yeah, I think
It's a tall one, dude.
Yeah, Russell. Yeah, it's pretty tall. Yeah.
I think it's his actual size, like 6'5".
Yeah. Well, I feel like wrestling's making a little bit of a comeback right now. They're trying to change
shit,
things up.
It got me and JoJo watching it.
Yeah.
JoJo and I are watching wrestling, out of nowhere again. And then,
But even in check this out. Even in that, right? So maybe even in wrestling, because before, right, when we started watching it around the time, right, it was the Attitude
That
Era.
Attitude Era.
And then it slowly went to what we saw. Why did we start watching it? It became there was no.
I think after to me, the day they changed the name from the WWF to the WWE, even that very first episode of the WWE, it felt weird. It was still the Attitude Era,
but it was ending.
It felt weird.
It was ending.
Yeah,
it was ending.
Attitude Era was coming to an end, and but like I said, I mean, it got me watching it again, you know, because I was watching The Young Rock, and JoJo asked me, "Dad, did that really happen?" I'm like, "Yeah, I watched that live." Shit, Dad, did that really happen? Yeah. In the next episode, Dad, that really happened? Yeah, I watched that live. Dad, The Rock really acted like a monkey on TV? Yeah, he did. I watched that live. Yeah. So he's like, all right, Dad, well, I'll watch it.
Or what we think is live.
Right.
It could have been recorded, but still, either way.
He said, okay, Dad, I'll watch wrestling with you, but I'll watch it from when The Rock started only.
Oh, yeah,
I'm like,
that's the best.
It's the best one. So.
And I think that's why now he likes it, because he's seeing the best era, and he's skipping all this nonsense and going to the new, that we're starting to get good.
We were starting to watch the Attitude Era, like from when The Rock started. We got into a couple months of it, and then WrestleMania 39 happened, and I just posted on Facebook, I'm watching WrestleMania. An old boss of mine from Silmar, so I got 2 tickets for tomorrow. You want to go?
You told me that's crazy.
So Julian ended up like, Nijo, you want to go? Because Nick's not really into sports.
Yeah.
You want to go? He goes, yeah, let's go. Fuck it. All right, we went. And the moment Edge came out, and for those of you that watch WrestleMania or don't watch WrestleMania, go YouTube WrestleMania 39 Edge's entrance. So he came out from the ground, and then he freaking just, these fucking bat wings came out of his back.
What the hell?
JoJo's fucking jaw dropped.
Yeah.
He became a believer.
So did he pop off of the floor like
he came out of,
he slowly came out.
He slowly came out from under the ground.
Yeah.
And then when he finally came out,
it would have been better him coming through the crowd.
Well, when he finally came out, he kind of like did one of these.
I haven't seen it. I gotta see it.
Google YouTube.
Yeah. YouTube. Yeah.
39.
YouTube's your friend.
WrestleMania 39 Edge entrance. He became. That's it. Ever since look, so I'm on 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
I'm on 3 hours of sleep because this morning was WWE Elimination Chamber. It was in Australia.
Wait, and then I haven't seen the Elimination Chamber. Is it when they're like in a glass? They gotta wait to come in, and it's like a time.
So it's 6 wrestlers, 6 female wrestlers, or 6 male wrestlers, two different matches.
But what is the?
They have 4 cages in. They have 4 like glass, plastic, little boxes, cubicles inside where they hold 4 of them.
Okay.
So one individually. And then 2 of them start the match, and they're wrestling. 5 minutes later, one opens. A random door opens, and then 5 minutes later, another random door opens. So as they're pinning each other or submission, they get eliminated. Okay. So, but the match continues because you have to eliminate.
So do they have to walk out, or they stay in the match?
No, they walk out. Okay. They open the cage for them to let them out. So,
but they stay and fuck somebody up and then leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Original bad guy move.
Yeah.
Yeah, original. Kind of like OG bad guy move.
Fucking Logan Paul last night, this bastard. Anyways, so they do the as they get pinned, they get eliminated. Boom, the match continues until there's only one person standing.
Yeah.
So, he wanted to watch that. Dad, we gotta watch it live. I'm like, we can just watch the replay. He goes, no, Dad, we gotta watch it live.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So,
and for people that don't know, the reason is because UFC does this too. If they're in a different state, country, I was gonna say state, different country, the time zone's different.
Yeah.
So the time doesn't matter. It's whatever time it is there.
Kind of like FIFA soccer. When soccer's
over in Australia, it's whatever. It's 5 o'clock or 6. So now, but check this out. Now what UFC does is, if they do fights overseas, the fighters overseas have to fight at the time to make it live over here.
Really?
So they have to fight at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Yep.
So that's what happened. And my son wanted to watch it live on TV. So I set my watch to wake me up at 1 in the morning.
Damn, you're crazy.
And so I want to wake up the wife. So I wake up, and then, hey, kid, it's going to start right now. You're down? Yeah. Okay. He gets up, nothing. We're sitting on the sofa watching TV. We're watching the wrestling. And then maybe like 10 minutes into it, 20 minutes into it, he said, Dad, I'm hungry. So I made some eggs real quick. Okay, fuck it. Roast some eggs. Scramble some eggs. Okay, cool. Halfway through the fucking of the pay-per-view, he knocks out. And he's trying to fall asleep. And I'm, dude, hey, are you falling asleep? No, Dad, I'm watching. Okay, who's coming out? Cody Rhodes. How do you know? Because I can hear his music. That means your eyes are closed. What's he wearing? His trench coat. Wrong. What's he doing now? High-fiving the kids. Wrong.
So he's already
dude, open your eyes, dude.
He's already
asleep. He's already falling asleep. So then he knocks out. I'm like, well, I mean, I just keep watching it. I'm already awake. It is what it is. I did knock out during the men's Elimination Chamber match, where I wake up to fucking Logan Paul hitting one of the guys with his fucking brass knuckles and causing another match.
So who won the event? Spoiler alert.
The spoiler alert for the females, the man Becky Lynch, and for the men's, Drew McIntyre.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, well, that
I
guy
don't know who that guy is.
fucking came up on the victory because Logan Paul lost, got pissed, hit homeboy with the brass knuckles,
And then help them. The
Yeah,
bad guy move
bad
before
guy
I
move.
leave.
Yeah, exactly.
To do some damage.
Pretty
I
much.
know.
Cost Randy Orton the match.
So I'm not big on wrestling anymore. Obviously, the Rey Mysterio son thing was cool. I kind of saw a little bit of that. But I did go see a while back the wrestling movie. It's so good to watch it.
The wrestler?
Iron
Or which
Claw.
one?
Iron Claw.
Iron Claw.
Yeah,
I heard it.
it's
I heard it's a
so
good movie.
good. I recommend anybody watch that.
Yeah.
One. That one's so good.
So, I'm awake. You I already know you're on your way because you texted me the
Yeah.
night before that I'll
Yeah.
be there by 5:36.
Yeah.
So I know you're on your way.
yeah.
And
And then the only thing I did lag, I would have been here way sooner, but I had to put air in my tires.
yeah, no, well,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna text him just in case he's asleep, but I'm just gonna like
No,
it.
I
just,
wake up early.
I just like this so you can know.
Yeah,
oh,
no,
he's
I saw
up.
he said thumbs
He's
up.
up.
Yeah.
He's awake. Okay, cool.
I was like, yeah, I don't know if he remembered.
No,
yeah.
When I did that so you can see. Okay, he fucking.
that was
he's
perfect.
Up.
That was perfect,
He was
yeah.
up. Okay, cool. So I just liked your text message, and then Alex walks into the living
that
room
was
door,
funny. Yeah.
and then we're talking a little bit, and then the next
5
thing-
minutes later.
yeah, 5 minutes after he's here, you hear who won.
Who won? Who won? He jumped up. Who
yeah,
won?
Yeah,
Who won?
I'm like, because he
Acting
fucking,
like nothing
he
ever
woke
happened.
up, like he fucking woke, like dude, you fucking fell asleep.
Yeah,
no,
you
I
sure.
didn't. No, then why are you asking who won? What happened?
We know what's funny is so since from his birthday, I forgot to get him something, right? So I was like, what did I get him? And I saw they have the Cody Rhodes. They have Cody Rhodes Funkos. So I was gonna get him one. I was like,
You know what? I
haven't had a chance to.
You know
grab
what he
it yet.
wants,
What-
and they're not even expensive. I'm thinking of getting him one, the Cody Rhodes trench coat.
Oh,
he
nice.
wants
Oh
the
my
Cody.
God. Well, no, they have the pop. He has like purple. Well, I guess he tore a bicep or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all this is purple.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's crazy. Yeah. Or at my store we have the Roman Reigns. He doesn't like
Fuck that guy.
He don't like. Does he like Roman
Fuck
Reigns?
that
I'll get
guy. No,
him.
we don't.
I'll get him the
We
guy
don't
he
like that
don't
guy.
like. Get him
This
a shirt.
fucking Rock just joined Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Fuck this guy.
I'll get him the tee with the shirt so you can have it.
So you met. So he's been Alex after the bike ride. We went and hang out, and the wife wanted to go to the mall. So he's been tagging along with us. Went to have lunch. The wife wanted to go make a shirt.
Well, it's funny because I called my girlfriend and she said, "Oh, so you're having fun over there with them like old times?" Because like when I remember like
Yeah,
yeah.
the third wheel. Alex, the third wheel.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
So we go and
That's what she said.
we go and she finds out that her niece is at my mother-in-law's house. I'm kind of like, oh, we're crunching on time. Alex does have to go after we record a podcast, and so we swing by. He got to meet my mother-in-law. He got to meet the baby, and trying to put her to sleep. Trying to put her to sleep, man. And I'm like, Letty, what the fuck, dude? Come on, we gotta go.
Yeah,
we gotta go.
That was funny.
We gotta go. So yeah, he's been fucking running around, fucking just going along with us. Well, what else can he do? He's in a territory he doesn't know, and he's not even in his own car. So
Yeah, I'm stuck wherever they go.
yeah. So yeah, we went to go.
We did go to Red Robin. I went for Robin for the first time. It was so good.
Fuck off.
And then for anybody that goes to Red Robin, if you like sweet potato fries, you can ask for the garlic on it from the garlic fries. So good.
We're sponsored by Red Robin.
Red
now?
Robin, yes. Yeah.
So
First
he-
time going, I'm gonna start going.
He
from now.
had the hostess convinced that he never ate at Red Robin,
And you apparently.
and I was like, "Are you serious, bro? You never had Red Robin? I'm fucking with you, dude." Even my wife's like, "He's fucking with you."
Letty got it. That's
Yeah.
bad. She was like, she looked at you like, "Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah, are you fucking serious?
That was hilarious. I'm like, bro, come on.
Yeah, no. This guy can literally have a heart-to-heart conversation with you sometimes, and then you catch on that he's fucking quoting Linkin Park.
Yeah, that's back in the day.
Like he can fucking like he's like, you know, kind of like in the Underground 6 with the what's his name, god damn it, what's his name, Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And he's talking to this guy and he's quoting the Eminem song,
What? Yeah. What movie is that?
Underground 6.
Underground 6, alright, yeah.
And he's like, you know, whatever song he says in the
Yeah.
in 8 Mile or whatever.
Well, yeah. If you read the lyrics of some of the
Yeah.
songs, they're like a whole thing.
Yeah, so the guy's like, wait, is that Eminem?
Yeah, because Linkin Park is my favorite band.
Yeah. Yep.
Even
yep.
though Chester.
Did you hear
Rest
that
in
Chester's going? They
Rest in
they
peace.
came up with a couple new songs. old underground.
Well, there were songs that got cut from the album.
And now they're
they're
releasing them.
they released one called Lost. It's really good.
There was a mural.
But it sounds a lot like the other songs. That's why they took it off.
There was a mural in Coldwater. So you get on the 134, and then you jump 134. I'm assuming north, and then you jump on and then it connects to the 101 freeway. It's a little city called Coldwater. They had a mural of Chester on one of the back restaurants. But then after like a year or two, they ended up taking it down.
Well, me and Weddle, which is our other brother, Ricky, me and him went to the concert, because we had tickets. We had tickets to the concert when there was supposed to be in LA. I think it was at what was it called? That freaking place. The Hollywood Bowl.
Hollywood Bowl.
So I had tickets already, and it was supposed to be like Machine Gun Kelly and Linkin Park and somebody else. And then so we didn't make it. He ended up killing himself, so we ended up going. But then they said whoever had the tickets, they were going to do a tribute concert. So I think we had to get them. So I think we got them. Since we had bought tickets, they let you kind of get those. I don't remember exactly. But anyways, I had tickets, so we went, and they had different artists come up and sing, and you could look at it on YouTube. But they had different artists come up and sing. They had the Blink-182, they had System of a Down, they had all these people. But then they did one song where they just played the music, and the whole crowd sang the whole song.
Really?
And it was so loud. Everybody was singing it. Everybody knew the words. It was so the whole crowd sang the song.
That's awesome.
I can't remember what song it was, but I think it might have been In the End. But everybody sang it. Everybody,
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was.
I
good.
never got to go see a Linkin Park.
Yeah, I saw
concert.
them. I saw them 3 times. Road to Revolution tour. I don't remember tours. I'm not big on bands, but that was the only band I ever went and saw.
Right.
I saw when I went to see them. I saw My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boys, and I can't remember who else was there. But this is back in the day. Linkin Park was the only band I ever cared to go see.
Yeah.
Or that and Mexican bands when I used to go help with the.
Dude, when the Bookies came here, man, I wanted to go see them. When they came to SoFi, they came the reunion.
Yeah, but you went to concerts back in the day, you know?
I went to Jingle Ball 2001.
Yeah, see, that's old
at the
as fuck.
Staples Center. And
That's not the Staples. Crypto Arena.
No.
It's Crypto Arena.
When I went there, it's the Staples
Crypto
Center.
Arena.
And I got to see Alicia Keys. I think.
What album? Do you remember what song?
The very first song, like so the Jingle Ball concerts are always kind of like the artists that are kind of barely coming up. So it was Alicia Keys, it was Michelle Branch when they were all like barely coming up. Sugar Ray was there.
You know what? Not to cut you off. You know what's so funny about that? Maybe the whole time you like envision this whole time like radio's kind of like over kind of a little bit. So podcast taking over. But I remember that concert you talked about it on the radio. Didn't they? You have an interview when you called somebody. You were calling the radio, right? And one guy asked you, like they asked you about how the bowl was, or you got tickets.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
And you gave him, and then
Details.
you told me what you said.
Yeah.
And then on the radio, he said, "Oh, I talked to somebody who went to the concert, and he said everything
word for word.
Yes,
You're right.
yes,
word for word.
yeah.
You're right.
I remember that. That's so random that it popped in. Right?
Right.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's right. Because
Yeah.
I called the radio show where I won them at, and I kind of gave them thank you.
You won
And he
them,
said,
yeah.
How did it go? And I was like,
Well, before you can you explain to people why that you would win stuff on the? Can you still win stuff on the radio?
yeah.
But like, is it back then?
No, back then I didn't know. You mean like Valentine in the morning?
No. I'm just talking about in general. Like, remember if you would see the van, if they said, "Oh, if you see this van
Yeah.
driving around,"
Recently, I thought I heard maybe like a couple months ago where some station was doing it. But yeah, I remember those days. Where
it was more, right?
It was more,
right?
Yeah, it was a lot easier.
Because you would call the time.
So yeah, no, because I won. That I had won a lot of shit back.
Yeah,
in the
see,
day.
that's what I'm saying.
And then that concert was, like I said, Jingle Ball concert. It was Sugar Ray again.
Yeah.
Sugar Ray was there. Can't remember everybody that was there, but I do remember that Michael Jackson ended up getting an award that day, and he was there. And so I got to see Michael Jackson alive. Alive. And then,
Well, I've seen not to brag. I've seen John Travolta stunt double from the movie Swordfish.
so that I was there with you.
Never mind, I forgot about that.
There with you, dude.
Okay, whatever. All right, I saw Mario Lopez one time in Universal Studios.
So did I.
Forget it.
They were filming extra outside.
I saw Emmett Smith at the Cowboys camp with him.
So did I. Oh my God! Did you not remember when I got freaking Michael Irvin's autograph? You were there too, bro.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
I have Michael Irvin's autograph.
Yeah. I have Miles Austin's autograph. He's gone. I have Cole Beasley's autograph, little guy.
Cole Beasley?
And then all the rest are all like 4th Street. They never played. That's it.
I have not gone to the Cowboys.
And then,
camp.
hey, see that? You need to get the backups because look at Dak Prescott's backup. He was signing shit back in the day.
Yeah.
So get autographs from everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah, it don't matter if you don't know if they're playing or not.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah, I don't go to that camp.
I haven't gone,
anymore.
dude.
I don't go
gone.
anymore. I don't go.
Since I moved out here, I haven't gone.
I don't go. I live there by there, and I don't go anymore. I'm just like, until they get their shit together, it's not gonna happen. Because unfortunately, I am a Cowboys fan as well. So yeah, I know. We're not gonna win the championship with Prescott still, or Jerry Jones. I get it. I don't care. What, are you gonna cry? Are you gonna cry? It's the truth. We ain't gonna win.
It can happen.
I think I'm just gonna call Ricky and just have him replace you, so it'll be a Mayor Ricky podcast. The co-hosts take over.
Hey, brother, when can we be a family again? When the Cowboys win the Super Bowl.
There you go, exactly. What does he say? When the Angels win the championship?
When the Angels win the pennant.
So that's one thing. We grew up together, obviously. So we fucking love watching movies. I remember, I don't know if Andy remembers. One of our first jobs was we helped the video store, like hand out flyers, by the Gloria. It was like a little video store, and we were kids.
Oh, that's
we were
right.
fucking little kids, and they would make us work all day passing out or putting them on cars.
Yeah.
And giving them to people to the video store. And then when we were done, they would give us a movie.
Rent a movie, yeah.
No, they would give us the movie.
Yeah.
Like, so my first movie ever, my first VHS was Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Was it the Temple of Doom when he's get the heart? He's like trying to take his heart.
That's the Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom, yeah. So that's not my favorite one. The third one is, but see, I'm getting too loud. Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah, so I remember that was one of my first movies ever. I don't know if you remember any of the ones you got.
I think I'm gonna sound embarrassed.
These are
but
VHS.
Maybe Ghost.
Oh, I like Ghost.
Ghost.
Ghost is a good movie. I just tried to watch that recently.
Yeah.
I didn't finish it.
I think I did. Well, yeah, no, he did. We did. Movies was one thing. I remember when Independence came out.
Oh yeah, we watched
and we watched it over and over.
Because you could on whatever company you had, you could rent it, and you could rent it for the whole day and
something Jones Intercable.
Yeah,
it was Jones Intercable.
Yeah.
So back then you can rent the pay-per-view, and they would play it unlimited times for 24 hours.
So we watched it
over and over. So then at one point, when our mom would send us to the laundromat, we would go to the nearest liquor store and buy a thing like Twix. And we would walk around like.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
we walked around.
Cigarettes.
Yeah, like there were cigars.
Yeah,
like there were cigars because that's what they did in Independence Day.
Yeah,
and then that's why today I told him I hope you get it. I hope you see what I see when we go see where they film Good Burger.
Oh yeah, no,
and it was there. It was in the tip of his tongue. And then I'm like, dude, just go. Don't look toward the right, because once you saw the right, you can see.
It looks familiar.
It looks hella familiar. So just don't go. Don't look that way. Just
but I don't even remember the last time I saw that movie. To be honest, I don't even. It's been so long.
I was watching it on Pluto TV the other day, and the boys were like, "What are you watching, Dad?" I'm like,
hey, but did you? I never watched Independence Day 2. Did you? I never saw it.
What happened?
Independence Day 2. I never saw it.
Never seen it, or the Resurrection, or no, never seen the one with the sun or some shit.
Yeah, that's the second one I think.
Never seen it. No.
Yeah, I've never seen it. The first
Men
one.
in Black 2. Men in Black 1 was good. Men in Black 2 was okay, and Men in Black 3 was garbage.
Yeah, that one.
And then that one Recruits or some shit.
So check this out. So the Men in Black International, the one with Thor and the girl. I don't know
from the movie.
Whoever.
She's from the.
Apparently, the only reason they made that movie. Right, so 21 Jump Street, right? The one was 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
So then what they wanted to do was after the second one, they wanted to, and I thought this was such a good idea. So they wanted to do is instead of them infiltrating schools or wherever they had to do, they had to be Men in Black agents and infiltrate the MIB. And doing it
so a crossover type.
Yeah,
thing.
so they were gonna link together, and I guess Jonah Hill said it was a stupid idea, So then they were trying to do something with Channing Tatum, and they're like, okay, it's not gonna work. So then they ended up saying, fuck it, we'll just do Men in Black 3.
Yeah.
So they were gonna do a crossover. And then who knows if that would work? But 21 Jump Street is pretty funny. I like 21 Jump Street.
I like the part where he's like,
Ice Cube part
you
is so
slept
funny.
with his
Yeah, that's so funny. This part.
he slept with the captain's daughter.
Oh my god. He's like, oh my god. And Channing Tatum is freaking hilarious in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were supposed to do a crossover, and now the new one is, I don't know if you saw, it's gonna be G.I. Joe with Transformers.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, so no, they're gonna cross over G.I. Joe with
my God.
Transformers. Yeah. So
They're running out of ideas.
they're
running out
they
of
need
ideas.
to come up with new ideas.
Yeah, they're running out of ideas.
Yeah, they are. And then the thing is, and it makes me mad because I love comics. So you can't run out of ideas with Marvel. There's so many stories they can do.
Yeah.
DC's the same thing. You could just make off its own single thing. You don't have to do it connected.
Yeah.
You can do go read a comic. There's so many stories. So, and they can't come with, oh, let's make a part 2 of this. Oh, let's make a part 3 of this. Oh, it's not gonna work. Like, it's not working. Look at it.
I mean,
You're telling me. Sorry to cut you off. From Marvel all the way to the 10-year or to the end game, right? Everybody knows that whole movie. And then after, tell me what you've seen. You don't even know what.
I haven't, dude. I watched She-Hulk. Wasn't that great?
She-Hulk was horrible.
I don't even think I watched the.
I watched
what's
it at
his
the
name?
beginning.
What's his name? What's the guy with the patch? The show he had a Disney Channel show. Nick Fury.
Oh yeah, Fury. Yeah, that one I watched. It sucked.
I didn't watch it.
It sucked.
I didn't watch it. And
so far, they've all been like the first ones they started was Wanda, new Captain America. Loki was the only good one out of all.
WandaVision was good.
WandaVision was good because they had the classic old TV. It was a fun idea, but everything else has been lame.
WandaVision was good.
Yeah, everything else has been lame. Too close?
Yeah.
You could tell me. It's like
I don't want to say
we're winging it. What is the episode called? Did you already forget?
Winging it?
Yeah.
Winging
so
it? Okay.
this is my first podcast. I'm your co-host, sir.
Oh.
You could talk to me here.
Okay.
You don't have to. He's over here signing to me like, oh, the microphone's too close. Like, just fucking say it.
Okay, the microphone's
Yeah,
too close.
yeah, okay.
That's better.
Yeah, because even with the headphones, like it don't
it's
make a
loud.
difference. Yeah. Yeah, but you knew this was gonna happen. Like I told you, we're just winging it. Just so you guys know, there's no script here.
There's never
He's
been a
trying to
script.
get like, hey, what are we gonna talk about here? We're talking about whatever we come up with. We're not talking about anything. You think the greatest podcast host in the world has stuff written down ready to talk about? He doesn't. He just wings it.
I hope you're not talking about
I'm talking about Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
You made me say it. I was gonna say his name because it bothers
We
you.
don't talk about the
don't-
competition, dude. It's a competition, bro. He's taking out my sponsor. So
He's taking on your sponsor.
So I was sponsored by. I had 3 episodes that were sponsored by Magic Mind.
So see, people, you can make it happen.
Yeah, you can.
If this guy gets sponsored, you can get sponsored.
So they're sponsoring him. Like, motherfuckers couldn't afford to pay me anymore because they needed to pay Joe Rogan.
Yeah, they gotta pay him fucking millions of dollars. They're paying you fucking whatever they're paying you.
$50 for 3 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think you can say that, but
I said it. Hey, I'm not gonna say anything bad about it.
oh yeah,
the product
it
was
worked.
good.
It worked.
The product was
okay.
good.
As
Product
long as it
was good.
works. As long as it works.
I was getting better sleep with the product.
As
so.
long as it works.
But when they say, hey, never mind, Ricky, send that shit back. Get your money back, fool.
Yeah, but for I like the funny thing is I listen to podcasts, right? So I obviously hadn't listened. Like I'm telling you, we didn't talk, so I didn't really listen. So then at work, a couple guys were they listened to where I work at, right? Obviously they know you, so they were listening to it. Told me, oh, he has a podcast. Oh, this guy has a podcast now. So not that long ago, I was running out of podcasts because I listened to podcasts.
So he ran out of
I ran out of
material. What a dick.
I'm like, you know what? I'm talking. Let's start checking some of these out. So I kind of like just and his podcast is so easy because it's only an hour long. Like, and I told him, bro, I listen to podcasts that are 3 hours, 2 hours. I need more time. It's
we might break some records today.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll see. We're winging it. It's on the fly. But anyways, I told him, dude, your time's too low. I need more time. So his I can burn through. In one shift, I could burn through at least 3-4 episodes if I'm paying attention. Obviously, so most of the times I got to be busy, and now I'm not overnight anymore. When I was overnight, it was easy because like you're just telling people what to do. Okay, cool, then go back to listen to what you're listening to. So that's why I can listen to more. Now I got to pick and choose what I listen to. But anyways, yeah. So listening through all the podcasts, and then so I told him I'm gonna listen to him. So then he was kind of like, "Oh, you're gonna listen to him?" So he kind of had this notion that, oh shit, this was gonna listen to some episodes where I'm talking about shit about this food.
He's gonna go another 8 years not talking to me again.
Yeah, but it's not. Even if I don't like, here's the thing: we're brothers. We've been brothers. Like we're close when we're little. Like we grew up together. I mean, I don't know what age did you end up leaving? Like
2004 when I finally moved out. I was what 22.
So here's the thing. I'm so dyslexic. I'm so bad with dates. I'm so bad with street name. I can't remember anything. This guy remembers everywhere we lived, where we're at.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, we lived next to the Burger King, by the Taco Bell, over here on this side. And I'll
have a street name and address.
I live in Oxnard my whole life, and I still can't remember street. Like finally, he said, "Okay, I gotta start learning all these names of these streets because I don't know
Dude,
them."
the day that you came over for the Queen Mary bike ride, I was telling Letty after you left, I'm like, I don't even think he knew how to use the fucking Google app, the GPS app.
Yeah, I hardly use it. Yeah.
I don't think he even knew how to use the GPS app. She's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't. You can do that, right? Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can do that."
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's not that I can use it. I just don't use it. So when I go on there, I'm like, "Oh shit, what do you do?" One time it's funny because I was going from work and you have to do your mileage, and I accidentally hit walk. So it was like a million fucking miles, like at the time, and I'm like, why is it so long? And the guy's like, you're on walking. You're supposed to be in a car.
oh, that's right. You still had it set to bike.
Yes, the bike. Yeah, I didn't know,
you
but that's the way it was.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was set to bike, and I was like, oh shoot, okay, no wonder. I was like, what the hell's going on
Yeah.
here?
But
Yeah, but I'm real bad with that. So I'm so bad. You can remember everything. So I don't even remember how old I was, or how old you were when you left. But obviously you do because you know how old you were. So then we just do the math and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was 22. You were 16. Yeah, 16. We're 4 years apart.
Yeah, because
So
I'm 86
right?
and
20
you're
no,
8.
set about 8. You were shit. Now my math is off.
Well, you're asking the wrong person about math.
You were 18. I was 22. You were 18.
Okay, yeah, see, there you go.
And
So, because I don't even remember where we're living at the time. I think we're living.
on Oxnard Boulevard.
Yeah. Okay, that's where Five
Let's see.
Points is.
Down
You go
street.
down there. Yeah. There's a tire place right
Down
there.
the street
There's a Pollo Loco.
down the street from the Pollo Loco and the
There's-
South Mexican Inn.
There's a hotel there now where there used to be a drive-in movie theater. So I can remember places. I just can't remember names.
But I remember where everything's at.
Yeah.
I remember where everything's at.
You remember all the dates. I don't remember no dates.
Yeah, dude. Well, remember, I always helped our mother fill out all the school applications, so I know almost every single one of your birthdays to the T.
Yeah,
Right?
I can't. I don't know shit. Nobody's. Good luck. The only reason I know yours is because it's The Rock's birthday.
And
That's
you
the
know
only.
what? Remember Bill? Luis? That's the reason why he knows my birthday too.
So for my kids, literally, I made them the passwords to everything. That's the only way. Because that's the only way I can remember. So every time I put in my password, I know it's their birthdays. That's the only way. Because I'm so bad.
Oh, now I know how to hack his shit.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say I wasn't gonna add that part, but yeah, obviously. But there's added things in there to make it a little harder.
Oh my god.
And then yeah, but it's crazy because you go through life like kind of like I don't know. People obviously we grew up together, but even everybody's so different.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's
You see the world through your
well, like I was telling you earlier, man. I didn't grow up until I was 30.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when I finally grew up. And then you said yourself, shit, I barely grew up last year.
Yeah, I feel like I feel that's how I feel. Like
so,
you don't know what's in somebody's mindset.
And low key, I will go on your girl's page to see how you were doing.
That's funny.
Low key.
Low key, I wouldn't do that. Sorry.
Dick.
But I'm not big on all that like feeling stuff. But obviously, ever since I had kids, it's been changing. Because if anybody that knows me, that knew me, if the first thing anybody would tell you is he's an asshole, and I would, I am. I would literally don't deny it. I'm a big asshole. I was a real big bully, real bad.
Dude,
And then I'm finally learning. Finally learning to empathize with people.
I am the older brother. And I've never been afraid of my little brother like the day that I went to Days at Walmart. So I was, I didn't work for.
Oh, you worked at Walmart?
With you, fucker?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So
I was say you work at Walmart. What a loser.
So what a dick. Says the guy that's
I work
still,
at Walmart.
the guy that's still there.
15 years
the guy's
later.
been loyal for 15 years.
15 years later.
So
Sad.
I was I didn't work for people that know I didn't work for 2.5 years, and when he saw that I was desperate to go work at a KFC, nothing wrong with KFC, but that I was desperate enough to go into fast food, the one place I said I would never do. And he's like, and then I got fired for expressing my opinions. So he's like, fuck it, then I'll get you in. And he talked to his boss, and they got me in. So nowadays it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
So
it is.
Yeah,
It is. Good luck being on. Yeah. It's harder. Yeah.
So he got me in, and So the first 4 months I was at nights, and I was like, nah, man, I'm getting promoted. I'm not here to make friends. I'm getting promoted.
That's what you gotta do.
The very first day I go to days, they put me in like the Live at 5 team, and it's like the people that stock up the most
Yeah, they don't even have that
items
anymore.
sold. I
they
get
don't
it, I
have that.
believe it. And the mistake the store did was give me a walkie.
Oh, yeah.
And so there comes my little brother with his bodyguard of a friend, Larry.
Yeah, he's smaller, but he'll kick your ass.
Yeah.
You gotta get through him before you get
Comes
through me.
up to me, grabs me from the shirt, and says, "If you fucking say anything about me, I'm gonna beat your ass." I was like, okay. He walks away, and the first thing I do on the walkie, Alex doesn't like hugs. Now you have managers fucking looking for him to give him a hug. And then the other time that I pissed him off, I was still at nights. And you're talking to a guy that only got into UFC because of you and Larry, because you guys told me, hey, this guy Tony Ferguson is from Oxnard.
Yeah, best fighter.
A week
Cool.
later, who did I bump into at Walmart?
Hate you. Oh, we're just gonna show off. Oh, I met this. I saw Michael Jackson. Oh, I fucking took a picture with Tony fucking Ferguson. Ferguson.
He was so
I
fucking
was
pissed. Tony
I was
Ferguson
pissed.
walks into the store before they're about to close, and and I see him from a distance. Yeah, he's in, like, I'm over there like in the chemicals department. I see him down the main aisle, and he's in like the electronics department, and I just see him, and I'm like, Tony, and he waves at me, and then I'm like, Tony, kind of just cheering him on. Like a few minutes later, he comes up to me, he's like, hey, where the mops at? Over there. And then I asked his wife, hey, can you take a picture of us? And he was all cool
His wife,
about
Christina.
it. His wife Christina was all cool before they had kids.
Yeah.
He was
I'm
all
following his page.
I follow her too.
No, I don't follow her. I don't follow him.
And so he was a champ about it. He took a picture of me and everything. The first thing I do is I send it to the two biggest UFC fans, and I can think about I think for a month. You didn't talk to me for like a month, and then his friend Larry was like, low key, I'm fucking jealous right now. I'm fucking jealous right now. And every time that Tony Ferguson fights, well, he hasn't done it in a while.
Yeah.
I would change my.
Yeah, because he's lost like 7 in a row.
Oh yeah.
He's done.
With the day that I went to UFC,
He had David Goggins in his corner last fight, and still.
the last time I went to I went to go see UFC here in the Honda Center, he was on the opposite side of the octagon, and you can see him.
I think I have a picture from that event because we took a picture and we were in line, but we're at a time we had to go inside, so we didn't get to take
the
a
thing.
picture.
Honestly, like I said, man, me being a shitty individual in my 20s, when I heard Tony Ferguson just talking all this fucking shit, I'm like, dude, man, karma's gonna bite you in the ass.
Oh yeah.
He's been losing ever since.
Yeah, he's been losing. Yeah.
Because he went too far, man. The only part I do like is like, I'm from fucking Oxnard,
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah. Oh yeah.
That is a ringtone.
Oh, when he told Khabib about Colonia.
The guy's like, what's Oxnard? Okay,
Yeah.
what's Oxnard?
What's this Oxnard? What's this Oxnard you talk about? He's I from what did he say? I'm from this Gagistan or whatever. Yeah, he's like, yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, so I have
Russians. I'm gonna tell you right now, those Russians between Oxnard is a totally different.
Yeah.
They have it fucking harder.
Yeah, no,
they have it harder.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Tony. They got it harder. Yeah.
No, like I said, Tony. I mean,
And Tony, when's the last time he was in Oxnard?
Tony gives a reputation of fucking. Tony gives a reputation of gives Oxnard a bad name.
The thing I think it is though, I think you seen him for so long. The mentality he has to have the mentality kind of where he's kind of not wrong. Like his mental strength is so strong that he doesn't see. At least this is what I think, that he pushes. He can't be wrong, and you have to humble yourself sometimes and say, I'm not always fucking right. That's one of the hardest issues to think, because I like, for example, I always think I'm right. Obviously, Andy, you're always gonna think you're in the right, and sometimes you gotta take a step. That's the hardest part. So with him, he's not seeing it. He's done. He wants to keep pushing. Yeah, there's only so much you can push, because guess what? These guys, these younger guys, if they're pushing, right, and you're pushing, and let's say you guys are both pushing at the same level. What's it going to come down to next? Who's younger? Who has more stamina? So it doesn't matter what Tony can do. Because if it's equal, right? Skill, training, we both get up early. You're doing 100% of things you're supposed to do, right? Age is what's going to hold him back, because this guy's fucking 20 years younger, 15.
Yeah.
You're done. You're not. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Your mind can only do so much, no matter what. But at the same time, it can do a lot. But there's only so much it can do. and age is gonna catch up. But the thing that people don't understand is you don't let it. Look at Tony. How old is he? He's still fighting. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But at the end, it's like, hey, there's only
He's pushing 40.
Yeah, exactly. So he's up there.
He went to Winnie High School.
Yeah, I mean, the guy from where he came up through what he did is amazing. But the thing is, he hasn't humbled himself. If you see, like, his attitude, a while back he crashed his he got in a DUI.
And nothing even happened.
Exactly, exactly. He has money, but that's the thing is, like, those things shouldn't be happening at the age he's at already. It could also be he's taking too many shots, dude. He's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah,
dude. There's a fight. The fight that changed Tony's career is a guy named Justin Gaethje. They call him Justin the Highlight Gaethje.
This sounds like a fucking Joe Rogan
they call him,
podcast now.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Hey, we did wrestling for like 30 fucking minutes. What are you talking about? Fucking Rock right here. The Rock's likes the UFC. Hey, WWE is owned by the same company now. They're the same. There's no enemies here.
Fuck, man.
But anyways,
Hey.
so the people that want to hear this,
I just I don't want it to sound like a Joe Rogan podcast.
Okay, well, you don't want to make it better? Anyways, let me continue with my story since I got disturbed here. What I'm saying is his name's Justin, the guy, and he's called Highlight because the guy fucking all he does is make highlights. He knocks everybody the fuck out. He takes everybody's heads off. Tony almost took him out in the first round. He uppercutted him so clean, and the guy took it and came back. And for the rest of the fight, he beat the living shit out of Tony Ferguson. Beat him up. And ever since then, he's never been the same.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, that fight took the rest of his career. If you watch any other fight he's had, he hasn't been the same. That was the fight that took it out of him. And it's like at some point you got to realize, like, dude, that you got to change it to something else. You can't keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I think he has like a little training.
And listen to us, nobody tell him what to do. But it's at the end of the day, like, you got to humble yourself. You got to take people that are not.
Same thing with what's his name, Fernando Vargas.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Fernando Vargas is like.
But it's the drive, dude. It's the belief.
All the guys, like I said, Oxnard has a bad reputation with guys talking shit.
Yeah.
Fernando Vargas, I was a fan of that guy. He came to our school when I was at Frank Junior High School. He gave a speech about being a boxer and all this bullshit, blah blah blah. I bumped into him at, I think it was like J&J Liquor Market on Harbor on Wanimi, and I was like in the Wanimi area. Fernando, what's going on, dude?
Nothing.
Fucking looked at you like you're a piece of shit.
Damn.
Ever since then, I hope fucking De La Hoya beats your ass.
Oh yeah, sure. And
De La
the
Hoya
same thing.
beat his ass.
The same thing. How many fights did he win after that fight? And De La Hoya gave it to him.
Yeah.
And the worst part, if people don't remember, he was on steroids too. They caught him after he lost. So not only did he lose, he was on steroids and lost.
And still
lost. But at the same time, it's funny that you bring that up, but even that, like, for example, you bring up De La Hoya. Who did De La Hoya beat before that he took over, right? Chavez, right?
Yeah.
So the same thing, dude. Chavez is one of the, like, if you look up Chavez's record, that guy had over 100 fights.
Dude, his record puts fucking Mayweather's records to shame.
He was undefeated for a long time. He did start losing, but he fought so many times. But then people argue, did he fight the caliber of fighters that are now? And boxing, to me right now, it just doesn't. It's like nothing. The only guy that's showing up is a UFC fighter that went to boxing, Francis Ngannou.
I googled it, but his freaking son came up, not his.
Oh yeah, because his son's boxing
and
too.
I heard he sucks.
He's Anderson Silva, a UFC fighter, beat him in a boxing match.
Oh shit.
Yep, and Anderson Silva's pushing 42. He's 40 something. He's almost 50, and he took him out. But they said he didn't take his training and everything all. Yeah, fights is one of the things I love to watch. Boxing, not as much.
Total fights 115. Total wins 107.
And how many
wins
losses?
with knockout 86. Losses only 6. Draws
6.
2.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that. How many knockouts? 86.
86 knockouts.
86. So most of his fights are finishes.
Dude, this sounds like a Joe Rogan podcast. Dude, I'm googling shit now.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. People gotta know. Or you can. Okay, well, let the people Google it themselves. You really
let the people Google
You
it
guys
themselves.
really want to Google? Why waste the time when we can do it? Save you guys the time.
I should turn on the computer.
Like,
too,
we
then.
need somebody we need a third guy. Well, actually, you can make since Ricky's out, you can sit down on the computer and look stuff up for us. Like, hey, Ricky, pull it up. Pull it up.
since he's been replaced.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
Damn, Ricky, he's coming for your job, bro. He's
And I
gunning
only
for
coming
you.
for him because I like. He seems like a cool guy. I like hearing him. I liked his episodes a lot when I listened to the episode.
Ricky's a smart dude, man. For
Yeah,
being
I liked a lot of like the view, like him being a cop is such a good like to listen to how he talks about. And
Yeah.
I wish more because to be honest, we grew up our favorite movie, my favorite movie, which is surprising to a lot of people when I tell them, is Blood In Blood Out. And people
How's
are like,
that-
that's your favorite
How's
movie?
that surprising? It was a fucking great movie.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a like who's in it? Like it's a cholo. It's all. But that's my favorite movie of all time. But anyways,
Dude, I don't smoke weed, but I like fucking all those fucking weed movies.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Pineapple Express. Fucking what's that one movie where the
I'm
fucking
trying
guy
to
goes to
think,
jail and
what's
shit?
my best? I don't know what about good stuff. To be honest, Jane and Silent Bob, those are technically stoner movies too.
Yeah.
Especially the Strike Back because it's all freaking
and that
tripping
one,
out.
and that one was fucking part filmed in Oxnard.
yeah,
I love that
yeah,
shit.
that's good too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Ricky has a lot for being such a young dude. He has a lot of knowledge, like when it comes like so. Ricky is the kind of person that when I'm, let's say if Rick, fuck it, I'm like, fuck man, my brother's fucking still not fucking answering this call, man. What the fuck? You know what? Fuck that dude. He'll be the one be like, nah man, that's your brother. You gotta maybe give him space. And he like if I get into like not an altercation, but like me and Letty have a disagreement, or Letty and I have a disagreement. He's the first person I call to, and I'm like, dude, man, I can never do nothing right, and he'll give me his explanations, and he'll give me his point of views and shit. And sometimes I don't want to hear it, like you said.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear whatever. And I'll tell him, you know what? Fuck you, dude. I'm pissed. You're a piece of shit cop. And he goes, I got you, huh? I'm like, yeah, you fucking did.
Yeah, but where I was going to with that was because we grew up we did grow up in a rough neighborhood. We grew up in Colonia. Colonia is a rough neighborhood, and but we never, me and Andy, we never dressed like we never hung. We hung out. I hung out with a lot of kids that were homie, like a lot. Like we hung out with a lot of them, but I never shaved my head. I never did. I dressed, and but
we dressed in our fucking wrestling shirts.
Yeah.
Fucking...
But the thing was that I didn't understand that sometimes the cops are like some cops, not all cops, they are assholes to certain people in the way they treat you different and they do things. I had never experienced it until one time I was wearing like a jersey and I was hanging out with these guys and we were walking, not doing anything, and we literally got harassed by the cop. Like he pulled us to the fence, told us what we were fucking doing, like went off just to be a dick, and we didn't do anything. Why? Because I was hanging out with guys that were dressed, and then I looked like I was part of them. And so sometimes it's just how you dress, but the cops don't care. They just see you and assume you're a fucking homie, and the cops. Like who knows back in the day how worse it was, but I seen it when. Well,
remember in Oxnard you couldn't even wear Dallas Cowboy jersey because you'd be harassed you would get shot at, you get harassed or whatever the case would be. And but no, we never. I mean, I've never liked short hair. I've never really. I never shaved my head. I've
shaved my head.
Fuck. I'm like fucking Miklo and still don't fucking never gangbang. And but we did grow up in a like when I was in jail. When I was in jail, like the guys didn't like me in there because I was light skinned.
Yeah.
I was Miklo in a fucking tank of dark skinned Mexicans, all cholos. And when my bunkie started to get to know me, he's like, "Wait, what? Oh yeah, dude. My mom got her fucking car stolen at fucking gunpoint on Colonia on Cooper. My brother was still in the car. Speaking of brothers, this guy was the one in the car, and then I'm like, yeah, dude, I went to school with fucking Juanita. Then it became Cesar Chavez. I went to that school. Then fucking Ramona's always been closed. And I lived on McKinley. I lived on Garfield. I lived on all these fucking streets. We did laundry on Cooper and blah, 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 blah. He's like, oh, shit, man. You're not one of us. Meaning Cholo.
Yeah.
But you're one of us.
Yeah, exactly. You grew up in it. You see how it is. It's crazy. And but it's funny that how everybody sees it different too. Like I know people that would be like, "Oh, you live in Colonia?" They would be like, "Oh, you don't go there." Like they'd be that scared of like this thing. It's like you just walk in there. Now it's all just Mexican people. That's
Dude,
all it is.
we went.
It's like a field community.
We went to visit one day, and I told the wife, you know what? I don't think I've ever taken the boys through Colonia.
Oh yeah, it's Little Mexico.
Dude, they're like, what the fuck is this?
It's Little Mexico.
Yeah.
It's Little Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like Colonia is like I said, back in the day there was. I mean, like I said, I don't know now, but I know back in the day.
I mean, there's stuff that happens, but it's not like it used to be. Back in the day, was
people
crazy.
are like, wow, the Colonia is so fucking ghetto and dangerous. That never happened in the past. What are you talking about? Again, my mom got our car
Yeah,
stolen at
stolen.
gunpoint. At the corner on Hayes and Cooper, there was always shootings at the fucking
Yeah.
Bohemia bar.
They're always-
what are you
yeah,
talking about?
yeah.
Gangbanger. I remember one day when we lived in McKinley, around the corner from where you live at now.
Yeah.
And she sent me to Minnie's house, and we're talking like at
Yeah.
9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Her house
Next
is on
to
Cooper,
Paloma?
next to Paloma.
La Paloma.
I made that walk with the fucking bat in my hand.
Yeah.
And well, the difference between back then and now is that now we have social media. Back then there was no social media.
Yeah,
You didn't
exactly.
read about it.
You didn't
hear
you
about
didn't
it.
know what's happening.
Yeah.
You didn't know what's happening.
I had every time when I say, "Oh yeah, I'm from 805 number." "Oh, I'm from Oxnard." "Oh, Oxnard's beautiful."
Nah,
No, get off the freeway,
Yeah.
make a left,
Yeah.
and wait about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah,
like,
there's parts of it that are
"It's
good.
just the freeway."
But even towards the beach and stuff, like the bubbles, all that stuff, it doesn't look as good as it did back in.
It's not
there.
It's not what. Yeah, no, it's not.
It's not what. And then now it's more expensive. Now it's
Oh,
way
yeah.
more expensive. Way
Yeah.
more
Like
expensive.
I was telling you, I'm paying the same amount of rent here that I was paying at that apartment. And for a 2-bedroom apartment, look at how much space I have here. And Oxnard is expensive. Why? Because of the weather.
yeah.
The weather.
And look at now, we've been getting rain nonstop.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah,
no.
it's funny, but the schools you're talking about, because that's one thing is, it's we went to so many schools. Like how many? I can't even count how many.
Okay. Well, let me see if I can remember. Let me see.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't
here
even
we
know
go.
if you can remember.
Kindergarten, Rose Avenue. First grade, Juanita.
You that's
Me,
yeah. I was
me.
gonna say I can't remember
Juanita,
half my stuff.
and I think I went to Cinderella, not Cinderella,
Hey,
Cinderella.
Cinderella.
No, there's a school. There's a school in.
You're on the clock.
There's a school in the north side of town, like Gonzales, in the area. I went to kindergarten. I went to 2 different schools. First grade, Juanita. Second grade, Kamala. Third grade, Krista McAuliffe. Fourth grade, Rose Avenue. Fifth grade, Rose Avenue and Curran. Sixth grade, Harrington or Harrington, the one on
Tell me what's by, and I'll tell you where it's at.
it's over there on Channel Islands, like on
Okay.
Channel Islands, and you go into the not that far from where the Easy Motel used to be at.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like I think it's Harrington.
Yeah,
I think it's
so.
Harrington. 7th grade, Frontier. 7th and Frank. 8th grade, Frank. 9th grade, 10th grade, and then that's it. What do you mean high school?
Yeah.
That was every fucking school.
Yeah, and I think we and you both decided no matter where we live, when like we were only going to one high school, and I would walk.
Yeah.
And you would walk from wherever
Yeah,
distance we
and
were.
that's where we kind of like
We
once
drew the
we
line.
got well, exactly. Once we got to high school, we put our foot down and said, "Nah, Charlie,
We're
one
going."
school. That's it." And we would walk. We would walk.
So,
Fuck, man.
yeah. So even in this too, I think about it. Like I think about it nowadays. We're so opposite because you would make friends, right? You would make friends, right? You could make friends with people, talk to everybody. You would make all kinds of whatever, right? And I would be the opposite. I knew we were gonna move, so I would.
What's the point?
I would
Yeah.
make friends, but I wouldn't get close. So I
Yeah.
would make, and then as I grew up, that's how I am now at work, and it kind of made me easier to be like a manager, supervisor, because I don't try to make friends with people because I'm used to it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, these people are gonna leave, so what's the
What's the
point?
point?
What's the point? And then the thing with me was if we moved, I got so used to detaching myself. So like if I knew the person, I wouldn't even talk to them.
Yeah.
Like where like I don't live there no more.
Yeah.
Bye. Like that's how I was. And you would you talk to everybody, and that's another thing. We come down to like, how does this would just talk to people? It's so
Well,
fucking annoying.
Example.
Yeah.
Hey, the bathroom's closed.
Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, I'm thinking in my head, yeah, why would you even tell them? But you have to. You have this thing where you have to talk, and it all comes down to for how you like you grew up and stuff.
Well, ask the boys. Ask the boys, dude. We go to the store, and if I don't talk to nobody while we're at the store, it's a good day.
Yeah, but what I've been learning, and this is why I like that we're kind of getting back to like hanging out, talking. Like we talk on the phone a lot. Because the thing is, I kind of gotta the things I don't like doesn't matter. That's not. It's hard. It's weird to say, but like I don't like certain things, but you shouldn't just because you don't like some things. Guess what? You're not gonna like a lot of things. There's a lot of things you got, and you're just gonna have to deal with them. But it's like at the end of the day, if you're family, right, you're gonna have. There's always gonna be issues. There's always gonna be things.
That's what I tell the wife is that sometimes I'm like, look, you guys, like I don't know, because there's a little bit of drama in every family. We can't say we cannot say one family's perfect. If you're saying your family's perfect, you're full of shit.
You're not. Yeah.
And I tell my wife, I'm like, dude, if Alex and I can go. We can go 8 years without talking to each other. You guys can't even go fucking 8 minutes without talking to each other. Like,
Yeah.
but what do you call it? It's like, it happens. I mean, it happens, and like the last time I saw you, you know, even though we weren't talking, you would pull into the garage or leave the garage, and I would close the garage for you. I got it. Even though we weren't talking, I still made that gesture of, I'll close the garage for you. I got it, or whatever. And then the last time I saw you, you still lived in the apartment downstairs, and then I see you for the first time years later, and you have a 1-year-old and then a 2-day-old.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, man, we miss. And then you saw the boys like this, fucking 2 feet tall, and now they're fucking taller than you. JoJo's taller than you.
Yeah.
And so it's also our stubbornness.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's also stubbornness that, well, fuck it then. Fuck it, whatever. It's what it is. Well,
it's not even that, because you would try. You tried, but in you trying, to me,
pushed you away.
To me, it would push it. So it would bother me. Like this was again, so it would push me more. Like, I want to talk to this guy. I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
Like, it would just be a thing. But then something in me changed. I don't know. I can't pinpoint. I think the kids slowly started changing me, because for the longest, everybody that knows me. I didn't want kids. I was a big no kids guy. I was like, oh, kids are like whatever. Like, your kids are just all these things.
I said the same thing.
Like, emotionless. Like, I had this thing where I was really detached, and I didn't know why. So, so slowly something happened in me where I kind of started seeing that I'm not the person I should be. You know what I mean? Like, people have feelings. Everybody's their own person. Like, you gotta sometimes see through other people's lens. You don't know what they're going through at all. Like, and then even doing this, what I'm doing now, I wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pushing myself.
And you're the one that, like, let's podcast something.
Yeah,
all right, cool.
We're pushing it because people need to hear certain things. Like, hey, if you think you're not good enough or not, or if you think other people think it doesn't matter what other people think. At the end of the day, it's what you're putting yourself down. All your problems are your problems, no matter what you want to think. Oh, this person did it to me. And this is kind of one of the biggest things I think for me that's hard for me with you is because I feel like sometimes, no matter what, sometimes you just can't let things go.
What's funny, and it's funny that I say it's funny. You say the same shit.
Yeah.
I was just talking to my buddy George, and I told him I'm the kind of person that wants to put out fires before they get bigger.
Yeah.
And me reaching out to you.
But it's like it's like this. Look, so I'm gonna cut you off with this, but it's like this. It's like and it's funny because I have food safety, which is annoying. That I thought about this when you said that. So it's like there's a certain fire extinguisher. There's a certain fire you can't put out with the fire extinguisher, right? So
Grease
that's
fires.
kind of the scenario.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You know it too.
Yeah.
So there's a grease fire. You cannot use a regular extinguisher. It needs to be a special one. It's called a K.
Yeah.
So this is exactly the scenario Andy's I feel. So go ahead. Sorry.
So,
you're using the wrong fire. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm over here. I'm trying to get a hold of him, and at one point, you know what? I did get shocked the one time I called you back in 2017, and it was like maybe
I think I was at West.
Towards the end of the year, I was already out here, and you answered.
Yeah.
And we talked for like 5 minutes, something simple, quick, and then that's it. Never again. And then I'm like, he's in SoFi. He's down the street.
And then
here's
the weird part, though. Check this out. Here's the weird part. Like, I don't talk to you, right? But if randomly, like, even when we started, like, once we saw the funeral, I said whenever you would call me, I told myself already. Well, I kind of had an app where like it blocks his number.
Yeah, he blocked my number. He blocked my
number.
number.
I was being a dick.
He blocked my number.
I was being a dick, so I blocked it on an app. So no matter what he sent me, I wouldn't get it. No matter, it would block it out. Like you would never see it would never go through, so I would never see it. So I took it off, obviously. So the thing is with me, if you ever called me, I would answer. I kind of finally realized that I'm so I have a hard time with words. Like, I can talk really good. I can remember I can listen to things. I can read really good. But the problem is, if I don't read a lot, or if I read words, I read them super fast and I make up words that are not there. Mm-hmm. If I see the first letters, my brain makes up the rest. So when I text people, when I'm writing stuff down, I think I'm putting I had to spend longer than I should to write a message. I literally sit there and I didn't realize that. Like, I'm thinking, why? Because I thought to myself, why? Because a lot of people text me. I'm telling you right now, if you text me and I don't respond, it's nothing. I do it in my mind. But I'm so bad at writing it down that I'm like, I'll do it later, and I never freaking do it.
Yeah, and now I know that.
I never do it. So if you call me, I'll be like, if I don't answer, I'll call you. Like, hey, what's up? So I feel like calling people sometimes is so much easier. Why do we text all the time?
Yeah.
Can we just go back to
Yeah.
boomer status
think,
and talk to people? It's so much easier. And then I'm sorry, but you don't think when you write a message, it could mean 100 different things.
And I
That's
think,
the problem.
And I think that let's go back to let's go back to the
woo sound.
You hit the little spring right here. So let's go to like Grease Fire.
Yeah.
I think
Sorry,
I think where I fucked up, and that was not my intention, was when I called your buddy Larry.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I can't get a hold of this guy.
So-
What the
so-
fuck I did to him? What the fuck?
So he called me to hang out, and I said, okay, fuck it, let's hang out, cool, whatever, right? So then we were busy because I had to drive. I'm driving from this point to Oxnard to West Hills as a store. Cool. So he hits me up, hey, we're hanging out. I don't know. Okay, cool. I thought about it. Cool. So then he called me. So I ignored it. Okay, cool. I'll call him back and I'll call him back whenever. Forgot about it. Cool. Well, not doing it like, hey, we're not nothing,
Yeah.
right? So then not even like I don't know, like a day later, Larry's like, hey, just let you know, your brother called me saying that, like, whatever he said, and it didn't matter what he told me. I was like, are you fucking serious? This guy can't wait. And I was like, fuck this. So that's why I saw, like, fuck this shit.
That
Like,
was
I'm not
that
dying.
was the Grease Fire right
yeah,
there.
so it's like, that's how I saw it. But see, the same time, too, I cannot use that as an excuse not to text people, because that's not right. Like, yeah, that is my issue, but guess what? It's my issue. It's not the other person's fault that I fucking... and guess what? The more you do, the more I keep... Then it's easier.
The thing here is, it's always the same thing, and I say it over and over again. The key is communication.
Yes, yeah.
And if you don't have communication in a marriage, in a friendship, in a family, at work, whatever, shit falls apart. You build a pyramid with communication, and if you don't communicate at the bottom tier that you're supposed to put fucking cement down there, this shit's gonna crumble.
Yeah.
Same scenario. So I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that you. Like I said, the person when we stopped talking, the person that I walked away from was still my little brother. You know, now you're a full-grown man. I mean, you were a man back then, but you're a full-grown man with kids and stuff like that.
Obviously, if people know, when we grew up, Andy was technically, like, it was Alice and it was Andy. And obviously, Andy took...
Alice is our mom.
Yeah, so it was me and him kind of like tag team, like, hey, but he would get all the shit into the stick. I was always number 2, so when he left, it fell on me, but the difference was she wasn't as hard on me, because she knew if she pushed me a certain way, it's going to be the same thing with Andy. So for a long time, it wasn't just him. I didn't talk to anybody. Nobody. None of my brothers, none of my mom, nobody. And if I'll see them, I'll talk to them. So, but I finally understand in me now that you can't, like, you only get one life. You know what I mean? Why are you going to be, like, not, like, if you need to fix things, sometimes you need to take that first step and say, hey, look, so when we went to that funeral, I knew you were going to be there. I knew everybody's going to be there. So I said to myself, look, we're going to be there. Look, somebody just died. This could happen again. Let's just fucking...
And we lost 2 people that year.
We're family. Let's fucking just... I want to get over it. So I walked up to him. I said, hey, I walked up to everybody. Hey, I'm done. Let's pass let's forget it. And sometimes it's like, oh, because you... And I do it still. Like, if somebody's arguing with you, right? And then they bring something up, and then you bring, oh, well, you do this. It's like, instead of letting their problem... Like, hey, let them get that one out. Sometimes you gotta... It's like, bite the ego, man. Sometimes... They let them get that out. They're getting this out for a reason. Then, hey, next time you come back, it's your fault for not communicating. Your problem.
And even though we were already talking from the funeral till that day that you called me for the bike ride, even that day we talked on the phone for like an hour, a little over an hour.
Yeah.
And then Letty my wife was like, "You've been talking to Alex?" I'm like, "Yeah, the entire time." That I was honestly, dude, I was so excited. Even though we were already talking in a way, we already had gone to Comic-Con. Yeah. We went to Comic-Con, you know.
Yeah.
We already
not Comic-Con, but yeah.
Whatever.
What's LA Con?
LA Con, whatever.
LA Cons are different.
Well, we were already hanging out, but that conversation we had for like over an hour, I was like, that was fuck. I'll take it. Whatever's going on, I'll fucking take those calls. I called Danny excited. I'm like, oh fuck, now he gets $25. Danny. Every time I mention his name, it's $25. So he said, dude, he was just visited by the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future. So whatever he's going through, take it. He said the same thing. Take it, run with it, whatever. And man, look, man, you came down a week later. We went to the fucking Queen Mary. We've been talking every day, and have we once, like I said, we like what you said, the past is the past. Not once have I asked, "What the fuck did I do, man?"
Yeah.
No, we just
And then to be honest, it's like the things that bother me, it's like, or that did bother me, like, what's it worth me not talking to you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Those things are not worth it. So even if they still bothered me, okay, cool, whatever. Like it's in the past, dude. Why bring it up? Like, what's the point of hashing out? Or something that's good to get it out. I get it, to get off your chest, but it's like, to me, it's like the way I saw it was. And I kind of do it too without realizing it. But like when somebody, like let's say somebody at work, right? Somebody, because I've been a supervisor, I've been a manager for a long time. I've been doing it like for a long time. So I got to deal with people all the time. I've had to deal with 50 people, 20 people, a whole store. Like you'd be surprised how much like dumb stuff is causing problems where this person's not talking to this person because this person did this person did this, whatever, right? But the problem comes with it, sometimes you don't, instead of just going up to that person saying, hey, I have this problem, you go tell this person. You go tell this person. Then those people go and tell that person something totally different. And then it just becomes
you know what's funny? I just had that same conversation with Nick.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, mijo, just, people who you think are your
if you
friends
got
at
nothing
school.
nice to say,
Exactly.
don't say it. And it's so hard because it's so easy to criticize.
The wife just told him the other day, if you can't physically go up to that individual and tell them to their face what you told your friends, then don't say it.
And that's hard. It's so easy to criticize. It's so easy to criticize.
And he is like, man, he was talking to her last night. He's like, no, you're right, because you never know. You might say it to the wrong person, and you don't know that person is tight with the person you said it about.
You have no idea,
and it's gonna cause problems.
You have no idea.
So
and then it's still that's a struggle every day. It's not like you could just solve it. No problem, because you gotta have uncomfortable conversations.
There's sometimes that I'll walk out of the liquor stores after talking to the owner or whatever, and then I think to myself, why did I say that? Why did that even come out of my mouth? It didn't even need to come out of my mouth. It could be about something stupid about the fucking product or whatever, like the beer. It's also a trip because I'm like, oh, that beer tastes like shit, and then that beer is garbage. It's losing sales, and now we have it, and he's like, huh? Now it's not losing sales. Now it's not trash. Now it's not garbage. No, can you take a case, please? Can you take a case, please? He said, but you just said it was trash about a year ago.
But the thing is, too, like, you have your different struggles, too, because you, like, obviously you work by yourself most of the times, then sometimes you work with somebody, you got to deal with the store, so everybody has different stuff, right? So, like, for example, like Walmart, like me, I got to deal with just a couple people, then I got to deal with the whole store, so, like, stuff like that, right? Everybody has different loads they deal with certain people, right? But when you over a big group of people, you kind of see like, oh, okay, like one bad person, like one person could fuck everything up. Just one person.
Remember what they would call us at freaking at Home Depot? When you worked with me at Home Depot? I
don't remember what they would call
the weld oil machine.
The weld oil machine.
Because we had shit dialed in.
Well, the funny thing to me is, obviously, after you left, right? My memory is so bad on everything, but I know I finally, towards the last end of it, I finally started getting okay. Like I could do school, and then I ended up not fucking finishing. Cool, so I ended up not fucking.
But you were close to graduating, right?
I was close. Yeah. I could have done it. Somebody told me, oh, you can't do another year. Blah blah. Okay, it turns out you could do another year.
Yeah.
It is, but that's the same thing. I can sit there and blame this person or tell on this person. That's because it's on me. I didn't bother doing any of those things to go check to make sure, go ask, do all these things. So I could have finished, right? So me, school. I can't remember how many schools I've been to. I went to Blackstock, I went to Haydock, I went to Eel Green. All these schools, I went to every single school.
And those were just junior highs.
Those are just junior highs, exactly. And then I went to Winnie all 4 years. I'm like, I'm not doing this again. I'm not going. So no matter where I was, we would walk. We would walk for however far away we were. And then when I was in high school, I picked up boxing, and we would literally go. So I would literally go home, then get my stuff, go run to my friend Victor's house, and we would run from his house so we would go finish school, go home. I would go home, all the way to the
Victor, the guy that got the eclipse.
Yeah, no, that's me. That's Michael.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a different guy. Yeah,
okay.
But anyways, yeah. So we would run from his house, which he lived on Hill Street, which I know that street because we lived on it. Hill Street. We would run all the way to the Boys and Girls Club on Channel Islands. We would do it every day. We would run from there, and we would have to run back.
That's a long jog.
And so when I was younger, a couple of my buddies he could have gone pro, my friend Victor, and there was another friend I had named Elise. He went pro. And Victor, one day, he did the funniest thing ever. He was so good, and he didn't like it. He didn't like being told constantly what to do. So one day, he did a Forrest Gump, where Forrest Gump is running, and he's been running for a long time.
I just fell
and
out
then he
running.
stops and says, he's like, where are you going? He's like, I'm going home.
I just want to go home.
I was going home. So one day we go right, and the coach is going off on him and blah blah, and he goes, we're leaving, and he goes to me, he's like, I'm done. We're not coming back. And I was like, are you serious? Like, dude, you're almost pro. You could go pro. Like, you're fucking. Yeah, I'm done. So one day we never went back.
What the fuck?
And then I would go to just be a punching bag because they wouldn't even train me. They would literally just let me help spar. And then if I got too crazy on the guys, they would yell at me not to be hitting them.
Oh my god!
Because I would take like 5 punches just to get one in.
So you were like Tony Stark's happy.
I was a meat bag. Yeah, I was a meat bag. Yeah, I've always loved fighting. I just never been I never had the ambition to actually do it.
I remember the one time, and I know what you're saying about that. Let's go back to the whole. She didn't treat you the same way like me, so that you wouldn't leave.
Yeah.
I remember one day we finally started. We were okay back then, but we went to go visit. And where's Alejandro? He said, "Oh, he went to Vegas." You fucking let him go to Vegas? I couldn't even go down the street.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck, all right."
I think I went with Victor.
Be nice.
Victor
Must be
and
nice.
Victor and I forgot who else we went to Vegas. Yeah, we hardly did anything though. We just walked around.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I think I went to Vegas as a fucking like, what is it? Right before 2011 was the first time I went to, and that was the only time I went to Vegas.
Yeah, but we hadn't had an easy life. Like
No.
neither of us have had an easy life. But the thing I've learned is you just gotta understand that just because you start off easy, it's at the end, like, it's like this. It doesn't matter how you start the race; it's how you finish it. So
Yeah.
you could start bad, and you can blame. Oh, you could look back and say, oh, look, they just painted the floor, so it's making me slower. Oh, look at the gravel's not fucking all 100%. None of those things matter at the end of the day, because the person in first place isn't looking at any of those things. They're just going.
Yeah.
If you ain't first, you're last. So you ain't first, you're last. But no, but it's like your mind is the barrier. Like, the mind's gonna want to make it comfortable and hide from all these things. But I think the biggest thing with me is, like, the biggest issue I think that I've had with you is that I feel like you can't let things go, and I feel like I that's why I'm pushing it to be like, look, I'm letting things go. That's why I'm talking. That's why I'm here. Like, let's just fucking, like, I didn't talk to my mom so the same thing, right? Dude, I've done jobs I can't even remember. I don't even think that was my first job. My first job was, I'm telling you, we used to fucking hand out flyers.
Yeah.
I used to go help a gardener in fucking weekends after school.
Yeah.
But I'm like in school, fucking going and working for a gardener. What else? I can't even remember. I worked for fucking all those DJ, and we would go DJ in fucking video store. Right. Then after high school, I worked in the fucking fields for fucking ever.
Did,
I used to fucking do all the. I'm talking strawberries. I'm talking fucking laying the water pipes down. Fucking. There's a thing that's called desaihe, where you have to go because you think the vegetables are planted nice and fucking straight. Yeah, somebody fucking does that. Somebody sits there with a fucking hoe with their back fucking bent to fucking hold the. You chop the plants off. And I've even done it where you plant the fucking plants. Oh my! You're in a machine that's constantly fucking. You have to constantly.
Don't you have some burn marks from working in the fields?
No, the only burn marks I have is when I try to brand myself. With Victor tried to brand me, and then I set my leg on fire one time.
You're gonna the more and more you move the microphone, the more and more you're gonna clip it from right here, right here.
I'm not gonna hear myself.
No, it isn't gonna fall.
Oh, okay.
Right here.
Oh, I see what you're
right
saying.
here.
I see what you're saying. Sorry, technical difficulties. Oh, tighten it, yeah.
No, unloosen it so I can go back in.
Oh.
There it is.
Oh,
there
shoot.
you go.
Okay, my
This guy's gonna fucking fuck
What was I
up.
saying? I lost where we're at.
You were trying to brand yourself.
Oh yeah, I tried to brand myself because I was crazy. Yeah, but so I did all these jobs. Then you finally like, hey, come work with me at Home Depot. I was like, cool. So I started working at Home Depot, and that shit was easy. Like, people are so lazy. Like, I'm sorry, people want to complain.
Yeah.
I don't get paid. Yeah, because you're fucking lazy. Like, oh, this person's getting this. At the end of the day, like, same thing. Somebody's not working and somebody's brown nosing. Well, guess what? They know how to. Then you got to learn how to brown. Oh, I don't want to do it. Okay, then you're gonna have a harder time. You're gonna have a harder time. And guess what? I don't kiss ass either. I tell people how it is, and that's bad. Because I sometimes don't hold back.
Yeah, some people got pissed off when you got the employee of the month, and like, because I'm your supervisor.
Yeah, so they thought I was being lazy,
Yeah.
which I'm not. I am not.
And then I remember again, I was telling my.
I do have days where I'm lazy. I'm
I,
not saying
I was
it's
telling
not
my
perfect.
I was telling my buddy actually yesterday last night I was telling the story about, or I was telling you maybe about, no, I was telling
I think
somebody.
it's somebody because I don't remember.
Yeah, I was telling somebody about the day that that you
They
had,
gave me a day off, a pay, and I never took it.
no,
never
you
took
you,
it.
you
I
were
regret
I
not
think you were
taking
working in paint and you had an empty pallet on the ground, and again the night team, the night guys, before the store opens, it's everyone's responsibility to pick up the empty pallets. Everyone's responsibility, and one of the guys that I brought from Target, I think one of the guys asked him, "Hey, can you pick up that pallet?" And he says, "Not my fucking problem."
Yeah.
Why? Because it was your pallet. That's not my fucking problem.
Yeah.
So the next night it was brought up to my attention. So the next night, usually the manager, so my manager gives a speech. Hey guys, you're right.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we did this much in sales. We're gonna push for this and blah 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 blah. We got this many trucks and blah, blah. So pretty much, and then he would always ask me if there was something I needed to say, and I was shy, so I wouldn't. It's funny, a guy that talks to people like nothing
Yeah.
wouldn't want to say anything. But that day I did, and I went and grabbed an empty pallet and I threw it on the floor in front of all of us, and I said, as a night team, whose responsibility is to pick up that pallet? As a night team. And everyone said, everyone.
Everyone's, yeah.
So I said, then going forward, I don't want to hear, it's none of my fucking business, not my fucking problem. What made the problem worse was that my boss called out the guy in front of everybody who said it.
Yeah.
Hey, Pon, was that you?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Who was it?
Yeah,
Big
really
Pun,
big,
yeah. And it's funny because we became cool after, which is hilarious.
Yeah,
It's funny.
And
yeah.
you know what? In freaking, what is it? The last time I worked with him was in 2005. I think when I had custody of the boys and I was taking them to do that Home Depot little workshop.
Yeah.
I walked to the bathroom and he was walking out of the bathroom because he didn't talk to me, and all we did was. That's it. Nodded our head. We just nodded our head.
Yeah.
That's the most conversation I've had with this guy.
Oh shit.
And I've known him for years.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So Home Depot's funny because I think after you left before me. So I worked there. I think 3 years. I learned I learned some stuff there. I was overnight. I learned how to use all the machines. I would go up on the top without a fucking.
You were a forklift certified. You got a forklift certified.
Forklift certified.
You had all the girls.
Yep,
You had all the girls.
I had all the girls. I could. One of my favorite stories is I was so. I'm telling you, I was such a bad person. I was so bad. I would do so many things I shouldn't be doing. Like, oh my god, I was such a bully. So I was a trainer for the machines. So I would teach people how to use the machines, right? So if somebody needed to learn. So there was a guy. This is gonna be a trigger warning because we're already gonna get canceled anyways. So anyways, he was like Saudi Arabian or whatever. I'm sorry, I don't know all the races. But anyways, his name was Manjula Pereira. This is the guy's name. Sorry, Manjula. Hi, how you doing?
Dang, you remember his name?
Yeah,
though?
I remember his name, right? So I remember his name because he went under a different name. And then when we found out his name, it was me and this guy named Joey working there. We found out his name. We would call him by his real name, and he didn't like it. So we would make them page him overhead. Hey, page Manjula Pereira to whatever, and he wouldn't answer. But anyways, he was annoying. He was an annoying guy. He constantly bothered me to learn the machine. So one day I said, okay, cool. I told Joey, hey, we're gonna go teach Manjula over here how to use the machine, right? So, right, cool. Eat the machine, right? So I've taught plenty of people. I've already at this point I've already taught like a couple people. Cool, it's easy, right? Usually they listen, they know, hey, this guy knows whatever. Guy gets on, we're trying to bring a pallet down from. You would put it on the rack and it would push it back. You could load 3 pallets, but you would have to kind of put them on the steel, and then the next pallet would have to go in front of the pallet but under it to push it. Yeah. Right. So I'm trying to tell the guy, and then so I'm telling him, and then he starts questioning like, oh, well, I'm like. Bro, you don't even know what you're doing. Like, you're spinning the wrong way. Like, what are you doing? Cool. So he's not listening. Like, I'm trying to teach the guy, and he's not listening. So I'm starting to get upset. I'm like, dude, this guy. So finally, I'm telling him to bring a pallet of water down. I need this water. Like, this is what you're bringing down. Cool. He started grabbing it. He's having a hard time. So I go right up to him, and then trigger warning. I go right up to him. I go, Manjula, you're telling me you could fly a fucking plane, but you can't drive a fucking walkie stacker or whatever it was called. Are you serious? And his face got so red. So then at that point, I don't know if he got offended or whatever, anything, but he started listening, and he brought the pallet down, and I cut one of the waters open, took 2 waters out, gave one to me and Joey, said, okay, shoot it back up.
What?
Dude, one time, so me and this Joey guy, we were so bad, dude. We used to do so many bad things. I don't work there anymore, so it's all good. Anyways, so so you would get a phone. Anybody that works on Depot, you would get your own phone for a department, but you can dial out. I believe you could dial out in it. So we would call the store on the store phone, right? We would call it on the store phone, and we would ask for the most ridiculous things. So we would call plumbing, right? Or I think we would do it on our day off. We would do it when we were there too. But we did do it one time. But we were doing it when our day off. We would call and say, hey, hi, I'm trying to set up Joey was a big plumbing guy. He'd be like, yeah, I'm trying to do my gas or this. So the guy starts telling him what he needs. Okay, you need this. Okay, he's like, okay, but I got a question for you. I don't know how legal this is, but I'm trying to siphon my neighbor's gas. So I already have the tunnel dug up. I already have it. I just need to understand, how do I splice their gas when I need to turn it off? And some guys would be like, oh, I don't think you could do that. And other guys would tell you exactly what you needed. And we would be laughing because they would tell us how to siphon somebody's gas.
So, real quick, side note.
Yeah.
I just recently, I'm going to say earned a listener who was up in corporate management for that same store.
Oh, so yeah.
That same store.
Yeah.
Shout out to Alicia, Tyrone's wife.
So we would do that. One time, so when we found out his name, right? One time we prank called, right? We're in the store. We called the operator and we told him, oh, hi, I'm calling for Manjula Pereira. And yeah, and they're like, oh, we don't know. Oh, yeah, he works there. He works at this department, blah blah. And then they paged him, and he wouldn't answer the phone. So then we called back and said, hey, because we were there, he's not answering. So we called back and said, hey, it's an emergency. His wife's calling about him, blah, blah, blah. So then he starts calling his wife on the phone. And it's funny because, so we're telling the guy on the phone, right? So we tell him, like, hey, we need to get a hold of him, right? So then it becomes a big old deal because he's like, who called? He's trying, so he goes in and starts yelling at the operator, well, who called? Who's calling about my family? And he started freaking out, right?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so he starts freaking out, right? So me and Joe are like, oh, fuck, I think we fucked this one. We're like, okay, no more prank calls.
You guys went too far.
We went a little too far. We're like, oh, okay, a little too far.
Well, there's a, again, since we're gonna be canceled, there's this stand-up comedy that somebody sent me the other day, and the guy that they were kind of like where they're kind of talking shit on each other. So the guy was from the Middle Eastern, and he asked him the question. So are you 7-Eleven? Or 9,
oh yeah,
or
that guy. And so the funny thing is, that guy, the Indian guy, I can't say his name, but he's on our podcast I listen to. It's called Flagrant 2, Andrew Schultz's podcast. Yeah, I listen to that one too. Yeah, he's on there.
So pretty much back to your joke to that guy is you're asking him, is he a 7-Eleven or
exactly,
a 9/11?
Exactly, but not in a nice way. Because obviously whoever didn't get the reference, because if you're probably younger, which I'll be surprised if younger people listen to this. It's a reference. I can look at the stats. It's a reference to 9/11 because 9/11. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 9/11.
Where were you when 9/11 happened?
Getting ready to go to school.
So that's your alibi?
That's my alibi.
Okay.
Dude, 9/11.
I was in class, and every class we went to, we were watching the thing.
9/11.
And back then, for people that don't know, it would be actually live. They wouldn't have a buffer because now they have a 10-second or 20-second buffer. If something happens, they don't show it.
Yeah.
Back then, when it was live, people started jumping, and we saw them when
people
they would
saw the Challenger explosion, the space shuttle.
Yeah, but they all lived. They all lived. We're let's not get into this conversation about space because
they died, right?
No, they did not die.
Okay, the Challenger.
How do you know?
Because I went to the school that was made for her.
Okay. Yeah. So what? Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Oh my God.
What if I were to tell you?
Oh shit.
Listen to this.
Clip that thing before it falls again.
Okay. Listen to this. So, what were the odds that more than half the crew had twin identical brothers?
Well, some of them were females.
Exactly. So, no, it doesn't matter. I'm saying, what are the how many people were on the Challenger? Do you can remember? I can't. How many people was it? One was a school teacher, right? Kristen McCall.
5, maybe?
5. Okay. So out of 5, let's say 3 of them have twin brothers that are identical looking to them.
You're sounding like the plot to Avatar.
Okay. Wait. So they have exactly. So they have all twin brothers, right? With the same name. Look it up. You don't believe me? How about you do this? How about you look it up and you talk to the microphone while I go take a piss and let them know that I'm not lying.
Wait, you gonna leave it myself, dude?
Yeah, you got this. Look it up and tell the people what you find.
All right, so I can't even pause it. You want to just keep
No,
going?
no, keep it going.
All right, so I'm gonna do.
Or if you want to pause it, you can. But I feel like just find what you're looking for.
He's opening the garage door.
Just
He's
pause
gonna close the garage door now, and I never had. I guess we really are doing a winging it. All right, so I'm gonna look up there's a Challenger, the space explosion. There it is. So, oops. Let me see the Challenger. This is why we do need like Officer Ricky here to do the Google searches for us. Let's see here. He's saying that these teachers or these people had twin brothers with the same name. So Michael J. Smith was the pilot. So I'm gonna click on his Wikipedia, and I'm gonna go to siblings, and I don't see shit. I don't see shit on siblings. Let's see here, early career. No, I don't see anywhere where it says siblings. So let's go back to So Crystal McAuliffe, obviously. So her name was Christina McAuliffe. Let's click on her. Spouses. It just says it's her spouse's name, but it doesn't say anything about names, anything about siblings. So this guy's on crack. You know, he's probably gonna listen to this later on and be like, "Well, you call me, you fucking told me on crack. I'm not gonna talk to you for 8 years." Let's see here. I'm looking at another person here. That doesn't show anything about their. It doesn't show anything about their siblings. So I guess I'm gonna wait till him to come back. And oh, there he is. He's back. Hey, bro.
What?
I can't find their siblings.
You can't?
No. I can't find their siblings, but there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people that passed away that day.
Yeah.
But I don't
Did
see
you
their
pause it or
siblings.
no?
Are you sure? No, I didn't pause it. I've been
Oh,
talking
you've been going the whole time?
I've been talking since. There's some stuff that is probably gonna
God
make
damn it! I have to pull out my phone because you suck at googling. This is why we need Ricky. To
I fucking said it when you were gone. That's exactly what I said when you were gone.
This is why we need Ricky to look stuff up.
No, I'm gonna see what you're finding, man. I want you to go look for it. So, yeah, all right, let's back to the point of that story. People actually saw the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster live on TV.
So this is where we're getting to the realm where I might start sounding crazy. So
you have way too many beers.
No, not even. It's 2. Anyways, no. So let's say, for example, I want you to think of this scenario. Do you remember the movie with fucking Jim Carrey, Truman Show, right?
Yeah.
Check this out. So I need you to really pay attention. So how do they stop him from going beyond the borders of trying to get out of the dome?
Well, they're trying to distract him with everything possible for him not to do it.
But when he wants to be in the boat, what do? When he's in the river and they say,
"Oh, the ocean, the."
So how do they scare him though? His dad dies in the water, right?
Yeah.
So then he's scared of going on a boat, right?
Yeah.
Plane crash, he's scared of, oh crap, okay. What if I were to tell you the only reason that thing blew up was to say, okay, we're not going into space anymore. Because look what happened. This school teacher just died. These guys just died. Oh, fuck. The whole world at the time saw it.
Yeah.
So that's a Truman Show scenario. So why would we want to go to... Look, at people just died going up there. Why would we want to do that? It's a scare tactic. Because if you go look, I'm telling you, you could find it. More than half of them had a twin brother. Or you could find somebody that looks exactly like the person with the same name. All of them. You could find every single one of them. You just have to look.
You're saying the reason why I didn't become an astronaut because of that?
Some people probably did. They didn't do it after that, right? It scares you into doing it. It's a Truman Show scenario. The way they scared him from wanting to be on the boat was his dad supposedly died in the ocean. And if anybody's...
This guy did say he read a lot, right? You guys heard that, right?
Who?
You.
Oh, yeah. So Google's not your friend right now. There's got to be something else.
Yeah, I need to go on the black
If anybody listening that knows Andy, send it to him. I'm telling you, you could find it. It's out there.
Okay.
I might be wrong, but that's the theory. That's the theory I heard, and it makes a lot of sense because it does. Like you're saying, people see that they'd be scared to do it. Another realm that I freaking been obsessed with is conspiracies. And the more you look into things and the more you start to realize a lot of this world's a lie, sorry to tell you. So a lot of stuff is pre-programmed. Like you have no idea. I sound crazy. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, I've seen the difference once I started doing hard things and stop staring at my phone. It's hard. It's so hard. You want to be on your phone all the time.
Yeah.
You want to watch TV. You want to play video games. Well, guess what? All that stuff.
Well, you can do all that on your fucking phone now.
Exactly. So
Video games,
all
fucking
that's meant to do
TV.
is slow you down, keep you happy, keep you busy, and then eventually you're gonna. When there's an old saying, the great whoever said it, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Now I'm gonna look up that quote. I'm gonna look up. Ricky, I need you to Google fucking. Oh, he's not here.
Oh yeah. Yep. Thanks, Ricky.
If you don't use it, if you
Don't use
don't
it.
use
You lose it.
you lose it. It's actually
I don't know who made it up.
no, it's on there. It's actually WebMD. It's no, that's just use it or lose it. That's a sex.
If you don't use it, you lose it. That's the same thing. Like, for example, like I grew up, so people don't know this. I think me and Andy both, our original language was Spanish. We didn't speak English.
Yeah.
We were two white kids that spoke Spanish. We literally, well, I was actually a little, no, I wasn't.
You're a little darker.
No, I'm a little, Andy's more wetter than me, and yeah, but we both only spoke Spanish. And to this day, it's so funny because
we have colored eyes.
I was exactly.
We're the
I
only
was
two in the family
so into Spanish music and Spanish movies and everything. And one day I was listening to oldies in Spanish, and I fucking love them. And I remember I was listening, and I was talking shit like, "Listen to this, how good Spanish music is. They come up with everything good." And then somebody told me all those songs they ripped them off. Those are all English songs. I'm like, no, these are in Spanish. Oh yeah, you go look. Yeah, all the fucking Spanish. They're all from English. All these they got me. I'm still mad. I can't believe it. I was pissed. Ever since then, fuck Spanish music. Fuck Spanish music. You lost me because you guys. Well, they didn't even lie. It's not like it was my fault for believing it.
I was telling my buddy George yesterday when we went to Mexico for the first time, and I'm like, I go up to the
now I got broken at Spanish.
I went up to the immigrant guy to let us through and stamp our passports, and I was like, "Buenos dias." And the fuck, Buenos dias? Where are you from?
You speak Spanish well. So do parents.
He said, "Well, apparently from here." So yeah, no. The Spanish is the one thing that I do give our mom credit for teaching us to speak Spanish, because she said English they'll learn in school.
Yeah, and we did. And, that's how we learned it. Yeah.
And Spanish is, I mean, it opens doors. Like when you go to Mexico, it's like holy shit. You understand it. They're not fucking ripping you off or whatever the case would be. And like I said, everybody was going through getting their passport stamped and.
The one
10,
thing,
15 minutes, and us it was 5 minutes. Boom,
yeah, the one thing I give it, if you know when you grow up with it, you can't, like, speaking it, since you don't speak it enough, you kind of lose it. But hearing it, you understand everything they're telling you. It's just at the speed. Like when I worked at Walmart, there's a guy. He's from where was he from? Salvador, Guatemala. Their Spanish is so hard to understand.
It's different,
and he talks so fast that you would have to like. They would tell me to come and translate. I'm like, oh my god, I can't translate this guy. This guy just he would go, and then he would get upset at everything.
Well, he
was a short guy, and he would get mad at everything.
I don't know if you heard of the wife earlier. She took her work phone with her. She was expecting a phone call from her boss.
Yeah.
Because sometimes he'll go do his physical therapy to some of the clients that only speak Spanish.
Yeah.
So he's telling the wife. Pues tell her she needs to, bend her leg more often or whatever. Dice el terapeuta que tiene que doblar la rodilla más seguido para poder que. Is she using her walker? Tell her she needs to be using her walker. Dice el terapeuta que tiene que estar usando su caminador, su ese, whatever you call it in Spanish, bastón or whatever.
I don't know all I don't know all those fine words.
So Jojo has he's not failing his Spanish.
Well,
class.
I failed my Spanish. Sorry.
He's not failing it, but he's at a D. And one day Danny was here. Oh, it's $25 again. And he was showing us his homework, and we couldn't for an hour. I couldn't figure out what the answer was to question number 1. And then Danny said, "Well, let's try this word." What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
What you never heard that word? No, I've never fucking heard that word. And he's like, "Yeah, punch it in." It was right. Are you fucking serious, dude? I've been struggling for an hour, and you just throw out whatever random word, and it fits. And so now it's like he went from a 60 to a 67 point something. So I'm like, okay, cool. So in a week, yeah, exactly.
Moving up.
Because right now I'm like, motherfucker, mom's gonna take fucking wrestling from us.
The thing I do see though, like I regret not finishing, but I do see now that school, like to be honest, what is school really? It's just somebody telling you, like showing you the problems and this, but dude, all that stuff's out there now. What do we keep looking at?
No, just to make sure it's still recording.
Oh, okay.
No, because one day I was
it stopped. Oh,
yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, no, I got to
it
double
still
check.
says it's recording. It's at an hour and 48 minutes, man. That's a new record. New podcast record. I mean, if we're gonna go out with the bang, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna cancel us.
Yeah, exactly.
Out with the
We're
bang.
being canceled up today.
Yeah.
So Ricky never got to take his post.
Fuck, never.
So we were gonna get him a chair and everything.
Yeah, man. Fuck.
That is what it is.
Oh well, Rick. Too bad.
Stop practicing your typing skills. Stop getting your 30
That's what
words
happens
per
when you
minute.
have kids, Rick. Man. That's what happens, bro.
This guy's like, if he ever listens to it, what the fuck did I do to this guy to bring me up? He's like, I don't even know you, man. I don't even know you. We had one conversation. No, but I feel like I know you.
Based on the podcast,
I've listened
yeah.
to the podcast. It's weird because that's what happens. You think you know, like you. I'm telling you, I listen to nonstop, and I listen to like a lot of stuff, and you start feeling like they bring stuff up, and you know.
Well, because I do use this podcast as therapy to get
Yeah,
shit off my
exactly.
chest and stuff like that, or I have guests that come on, they'll trigger a memory, then I'll say something, and then because I called you for SoFi, and you didn't answer, I was pissed, man. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck it is what it is, and what do you call it? I was telling the wife, like, fuck, Alejandro's listening to the podcast. Oh shit! I said some shit in this episode. I said some shit on that episode. Oh. But like you said, man, it's my form of therapy, and it is what it is. Look, we're here now.
Yeah,
And,
well, it's like it's hard to say because it's like everybody. I'm telling you, everybody sees the world in their eyes. So everybody has things they don't like that trigger certain things.
Yeah.
But the thing is, at the end of the day, you don't have to have those things blocking you. You know.
Yeah.
You can let at the end of the day, what is it like? Like you're not talking to somebody. Okay, cool. Stuff happened. Okay. Oh, they did this to me. Did this to me. This to me. Okay. You can talk to them. Doesn't mean you have to see them do it. Like, hey, you could just be cool. That's the hard part I have. Where if somebody does something wrong and I tell them, and they don't like, I have a hard time just being cool. Like, hey, and that's what I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you right now, I've said things to people joking. I joke, but they don't take it sometimes that way. I'm a dick about things. Like I was heartless in certain situations. Like I wouldn't see things. But deep down, at the end of the day, like you can be that way, but understand that whatever comes back to you because that's how you are. Like your attitude is like what you put out there is what you get back, whether you think about it or whether you're religious or not. What you put out there is what you get back, no matter which way you want to slice it.
I feel
you want to
like-
be bad, you're gonna get bad stuff happen to you.
I feel like I'm at the stage where I have to put out fires because the fires that I should have put out, meaning with you,
Yeah.
like actually sit down and talk to you and
Yeah.
be like, hey man, what did I do? What's going
Yeah.
on back then? Instead of waiting 8 fucking
Yeah.
years later. That's why I feel like fuck, man. I gotta. Now it's like I gotta put this fire out. Whatever's happening, whatever. Like so, yeah. I do jump to try to fix it as soon as possible,
Yeah.
or not. Because I don't
Yeah,
want it
but-
to escalate. I don't want it to escalate. And
but it's like a fire is different, right? Because a fire is physical, so that's the difference.
yeah,
The difference is, so it's a good analogy, but fire is physical, right? So it's gonna do its thing. You have to put it out, right? The fires you're talking about are this kind of thing I kind of told you. There's so problems exist, right? They exist, but I want you to think about it. Where do they exist? Where are they? Where are your problems?
in the universe,
Yeah, oh, no, but where else? Up here.
in your mind, yeah.
They're all. So where's the real problem? Like, unless it's a physical thing, right? Let's say you're hurting for money. You think, oh, money, it's physical. So you're not. Your mind isn't. Yes, your mind is affecting it because when you're sitting down on your phone for 2 to 3 hours not doing shit, you could be doing something. So don't say you don't have time because I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. So.
I know. I heard you getting on Letty earlier about that.
Yeah, so you gotta understand. You can sit there and say, "I don't have time." You have time. Guess what? For the last, I don't know how many years, 12 years, whatever. I can't even tell you. I've been overnight. I haven't done mornings. I cannot get up early in the morning. I was never used to it.
Yeah.
And I would tell myself, "There's no way I can do this." I've been there. I've done it for so many years. Blah 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Now I get up. I'm forced to get up at 4.
Yeah.
Right? So I have to get up at 3 or 2. And then now I have to get up early. So now on my days off, I just get up early. So don't give me
Yeah,
excuses like,
yeah.
don't give me the excuse, oh, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Your mind makes you comfortable. And another thing, too, is I'm getting a little fucking fired up because this is the stuff I've been dealing with. Like, you eat and eat and eat and you think nothing of it. Well, guess what? Your body's fucking digesting food. Of course you have no energy. I just ate 2 fucking Twinkies and this and this. I just drank a milkshake. Oh, that's the problem. It's what you put in your body.
Yeah.
Like, it's all connected to your mind. If your mind can't fight that, then you're not gonna get nowhere. You can blame 100 different things, but all your problems are your problems, and most of them are up here.
Yeah, the moment you told me like, hey, like I've been fasting for, like, I'm only eating dinner, and I was like, but fuck, what happens when you get hungry? What happens when your body tells you you're hungry? And you're like, that's a good question.
Yeah,
that's what the liquid IV's for. Either drink more fucking water or drink the liquid IV.
Yeah, you can go the electrolytes you need. So that's like not an you have to. You need electrolytes helps you. So it's not breaking. But food, you think you need food? No, you don't. You don't need food. You don't need food. So everything, like, people can't grasp this because we live in modern society where everything's comfortable. Things didn't used to be like this. You would have to go hunt for your food. So guess what? Did they eat while they're hunting? No, because they have to get the food. And guess what? They can't eat it till they bring it back, cut it up, do it. So they have to go longer periods of time without eating. So women, it's not as easy because back then they would wait for the food. So they would be the first to get it because whatever, right? Or however history is. But either way you look at it, things were different. It's not the same. So there's a quote that Joe Rogan, the great Joe Rogan podcast says. Go again. And I hear it all the time, and it makes sense.
Podfather.
Hard times make strong men, and then strong men make easy time. Easy times make soft men. Because it's so easy that there's no push to do anything. So you get to the point where you get too comfortable. If you think you're too comfortable, you're comfortable because you're choosing to be comfortable. You choose.
Damn, I feel like you're talking to Ricky right now.
Yeah. I get it because I like when I had like, and the thing is too, when people say about kids, oh, I don't want to have kids, blah, 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 it gives you will never know what it's like until you have no idea. You think you can love something now. You think you know what happiness is now? Wait till you have no idea. It changes you because you see, hey, this, and at the end of the day, we're all that's what we're here for.
A love for a child is more powerful than a love for your spouse.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many, I think I lost track of how many times my kids have saved my life, and they don't even know it.
Yeah.
And they don't even know it. You know, starting from that day that I almost jumped in front of a train. It's like, that day is like, fuck, my kids need me. You know, like people I told a story to, they're like, dude, your son wasn't even born that day. Your son wasn't even born yet. It could have been him tugging you back. Like,
so
hello.
it's so funny because like I don't know if people understand or like it's good to get like I get to the point where I talk to people, right? At work I talk, but I don't talk to like me and you were talking right now.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't talk to people. I didn't tell them. I let them in. I would make it easy. Like I wouldn't deal with because the less people you know and stuff, the less drama you have because the less problems there is. But that's not the way to live life. The way to live life is not that way. You can't avoid things. Like you can't you're never like the thing is. You need people need people no matter what. You can't be a hermit and live. Some people probably can, but most people need people, and a lot of times a lot of problems are all in people's heads, and somebody doesn't want to say nothing. Somebody doesn't want to like you don't want to be the first person to have that conversation. And it's like we're saying about the fire, right? That's physical, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the problems are all up here, like. It's like you not understanding that you're holding that in. That's what's affecting you. It's not that problem. It's how you see everybody. And then the thing is, at the end of the day, no matter what, everybody sees things different depending on how they grew up. Like me and you, we grew up together for how long, right?
Yeah.
And we both treat the world so different. Like you would talk to me, I wouldn't talk to nobody, right?
Yeah.
I went into like more physical things. You kind of like but no, your things are. Like, you like fucking tech, you like all these other different things.
I'm the IT of the family.
Yeah, you're the IT. Like, you figure shit out, and I'm not that guy. Like, you break stuff apart and fucking look at it.
Dude, I was so fucking impressed when I took our dryer apart and made it work again. Yeah. Fuck, I was like, oh shit, it works.
So people have different things, and they see the world different. Like, some people choose not to, like me. Like, I learned a long time ago. But I didn't learn my lesson. Like, I was the biggest bully you could find. Like, I went to boxing. I thought I was a shit. I was a big old bad old kid beating up other kids. It was so fun. I'm beating all these people up. But to be honest, you do need some kind of bullies because sometimes you need to stop being a bitch. And you need a bully.
We had a podcast conversation about
I know.
that.
I heard it. Sometimes you need that to push you. Hey, somebody tell you you're fat as shit. Oh fuck, it hurts. Yeah, well, guess what? It hurts because it's true. Like a lot of times it's like, and at the end of the day, you can choose to take it or say, hey, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna turn around and do something about it. But I used to be the biggest bully, and when I knew I could bully people, I would bully them, and it was bad because I'd be physical. And the time it opened my eyes, I don't know if you remember this story, that we lived, again, I'm so bad with roads. I'm pretty sure it's J. It's where the Performing Arts Center is. It's
on
where
J Street.
It's where you almost walked into the pool.
When I was asleep,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So one day, real quick.
Yeah.
Side note.
And the only reason I remember this because Alice was talking about it.
When I was younger, I had a real bad case of sleepwalking. It was bad. So we lived in an apartment complex on J and Woolley Road. And this is when I was in the 7th grade. So you have to have been maybe 4 years younger than that. 7th grade, 3rd grade, maybe 4th grade.
Yeah.
And I sleepwalked. I was sleepwalking. I opened the front door. And this is when pools didn't have a safety fence.
You could walk right to them.
I was about to jump in when my mom stopped me from freaking jumping in the pool and then kind of walked me back into bed. But I had a horrible bad case one time. Another story real quick. 6th grade, I believe. We were staying at a hotel. Again, a different hotel on Winnie Road and going towards Bubbling Springs, like the Winnie Beach. I was dreaming that somebody was stealing my CDs because I had a shitload of CDs. I ran through the living room.
You said TV.
TV?
They said they took the TV.
Oh, and
they took the TV. I was awake. We're playing cards.
So you were witness of this.
Yeah.
I ran through the living room, through the kitchen, jumped out the kitchen window, stood in the middle of the street, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, the hotel had this big window with no screens, we had it open.
Yeah.
And you literally were playing we're playing Conquian or whatever.
Yeah.
We're playing back in the games we used to play back in the, so we're playing card games, right? And you literally run out of nowhere and run and jump out. We're like, what the fuck? He jumps out, runs in the middle, and the street is not a main street. It's not a main street. So there's nobody there. It's late. He jumps out, gets in the street, looks down the street, and yells, "They took the TV!" And then he walks back, goes in, and then goes to bed. Like nothing ever happened. It was insane, dude.
So back to the J apartments.
Yeah. So there was Alice knew some friend there, and she had a little kid. I don't know his name. We would hang out with them. But anyways, I used to bully him. I used to beat him up. But whatever, right? I used to beat him up, and I used to kick his ass. And so cool. So it happened there. I would beat him up. Whatever. I'd be the bully, going up, fucking him up. Cool. So then in high school, saying I went to boxing, I was doing all these things. So I was a bully. So one day out of nowhere, that same kid, we're walking home. And he started talking shit to me. Like, he's like, hey, because I used to kick his ass all the time. So he started going to school. He's a freshman.
Uh-huh.
I think I was older than him. I think I was already either a junior or I saw one. He was either a year or 2 years younger than me. So he started going there and he saw me and he started talking shit. And I was like, what the fuck? So I forgot who I was with. I told him I used to fuck this. I'm gonna fuck this kid up. So we're walking, right? So he starts talking shit. So I told everybody, oh, come on, let's go. I'm gonna kick his ass. So I'm gonna go kick his ass. So I walk up to him, right? So I remember a couple of friends with me, and it's him by himself. Yeah. He comes right up to me and starts talking shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm gonna fuck this. So I tell these guys, I'm gonna fuck this fool up. So I go right up to him. I walk up to him, and all I remember is him. I got close, and I just remember being upside down. Like I got close, right? And he like judo flipped me. Like he grabbed me and just like chucked me, and so I spun back and landed on the sidewalk, like slammed me. And I hit my head, and I'm fucking so embarrassed, so I get up right away. And I'm so dizzy, right? And all I hear is, like, yelling. And he's already gone. He's already going, fuck you, bitch. I've been taking karate. Like, he's already gone. Yeah. He's already taken off. Like, he fucked me up. And I'm getting up and, like, trying to look cool. And my buddy's like, oh. And they're like, your head. And I feel the back of my head, and I'm fucking bleeding everywhere. Because he fucking slammed me hard. And it's funny, I never saw, and he went to that school, I never saw the kid again. So I don't know if he transferred, I never saw him again. After that, he literally fucked me up, in
disappeared.
front of everybody, and then he just
disappeared.
fucking disappeared.
Well,
I never heard from. And ever since then, I was like, never again. So now, if anybody ever wants to, I don't do anything. I don't.
Yeah.
If so, and it takes a long time for me to get. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. You do something, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't even bother throwing hands no more.
Yeah.
I go straight to, I'm gonna choke your ass out. That's the easiest.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's so easy. You just choke somebody. It's over. The fight's over. I can do whatever the fuck. You're gonna sleep.
Yeah,
And if you don't know how to defend a choke, good luck. You should know.
When I was when we were in the 4th grade, that's 4th grade. Remember Don Juan? He was the guy.
Yes, I remember Don Juan.
really
Yeah,
big,
he used to
heavy
go
set
work
guy.
with. He used to go work with him, and
too.
yeah, he used to do drywall.
So he was a handyman, and he had jobs, and he needed somebody.
He was a big guy.
He was a big dude, and
Big guy.
I helped him a couple times. The one time I quit on him was because he wanted me to go up in the house and unplug the power, the power that's coming from the poles,
Yeah.
to the house. I'm like 15, 16 years old, motherfucker, you on crack. I quit, and I just sat there and watched him work. That drive home was so uncomfortable because I was no longer employed, but I needed to ride home. His son, same thing. Back in the day, he was a youth.
Yeah.
We would go visit, and he'd be fucking
Yeah.
punking me,
Yeah.
bullying me, and this and that.
Because you
And-
can. It's better.
And back
right?
then, I was what? Fucking a little short and chubby, right?
Yeah.
And then I see him, so around the time that I'm working for Don Juan, years later, now we're teenagers. He's about 5'5", and I'm 6
Yeah.
feet tall. And he's like, yeah, I'll never pick on you
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
I'll never pick on you again. You're lucky we're at our funeral, motherfucker. I'll beat your ass. It was a son.
Well, one of my funniest stories about us is I don't remember what happened, but there was a time where it was a falling out, and so because we're brothers, we fall every now and then. We used to pick on the little kids. We would do all these things, right? Well, we got to the point where Andy could try to beat me up, but it kind of wouldn't happen. So he kind of started to realize, okay, like. This
I'm not gonna win.
I'm not gonna win. This is like I got a chance because I'm bigger. You got a chance, but yeah, it's not. So one time we put gloves on, and it's just a sparring. Like, cool, we're just gonna have fun, dude. We're not here to take each other's heads off. We're just playing around. So we're out there sparring. A couple of friends that are sparring, right? And cool. So then, so I'm taking boxing time. So I learn how to block. I'm learning these things, right? So
we lived at the trailer park.
So,
Yeah.
so Andy's like, oh, I want to spar. Okay, cool. Like, just don't. I tell him, don't be crazy. Like, we're just playing around.
Yeah.
Cool. So we put the gloves on, right? We're sparring. He's not getting me. I'm moving around. I'm like just fucking jabbing, like moving around. So what does he start doing? He starts hitting. So when I'm blocking, he can't get my face. So what he starts doing, he starts hammer fisting me in the back of the head. And I tell him, bro, this is like we're boxing. You're not fucking. We're not fighting for real. Like I'm getting mad. Like, calm the fuck down. Like we're sparring, dude. And he kept doing it. And I told him, bro, I tell him, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, I was getting mad. And I said, okay, you know what? Fuck this fool. So he kept doing it. So I started swinging for reals. And I just remember I kept swinging, and all of a sudden this guy's on the floor and begging for no more. Okay, we're done. We're done.
Fuck me
We're
up.
done. Well, yeah, I don't remember what other times. All I know is I for sure choked you out twice.
Rick is definitely gonna fucking laugh about this one.
I for sure choked you out twice. But one time we were fighting about who knows what. That's what I'm saying. Stuff happened, whatever. But
It's never fighting because we're fucking angry at each other. We want to kill each other. It's always been like sparring or.
Well, yeah, no, but
bullshitting.
this time was a scenario where something happened between you and Alice. I was in the middle with Vanessa. Who knows? It was like a big drama thing, right? And it's funny to this day. So we used to have a palm tree outside our house where we used to live, and I would use that palm tree as my punching bag. So I would stand out there for a while and punch it. So when stuff would happen, I would just punch the palm tree. That was my thing to do. So one day something happened. There was a big old blow up, blah, 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 right? So I'm out there sparring my tree, and then I don't know what's going on between him and Alice, blah, blah. So then I tell him, like, I don't remember what I said. Like, you need to fucking just stop fighting, all this stuff, right? And you were mad at me. So you're leaving, and you say, I'm going to get somebody to kick your ass.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking in my head, yeah, why don't you just try to come kick my ass? Yeah, you got to go get somebody? You got to go find somebody to kick my ass? Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. So. I couldn't do it, so I knew I could.
I'm going to get somebody, like, so confident. I'm going to go get somebody to kick your ass. That shit was, I swear, that shit was so funny. I was like,
I
oh
think
my
I
God.
remember that day. It's the day that I went to go pick
I don't
up
remember
my,
what
I believe it was the day that I went to go pick up my car, and she refused to give me my
Yeah,
car.
I don't remember what
I think it was that event. I think it was
Yeah.
that day, and it was an ugly one.
Yeah.
It was an ugly one. Yeah, it was for my car.
Yeah, but if you see all those events when I was there, I was never like I never wasn't like I never.
Yeah, you weren't even you weren't involved in the
Yeah.
drama. You kept your distance, whatever. You didn't take sides.
Yeah.
you didn't take sides. So, but yeah, that I fucked up that one because I'm gonna get somebody to fuck you
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Well, it's the same thing. It's like a lot. Like the reason I feel like sometimes you and Alice, which is our mother, don't get along is because you guys have the similar mindset where it's like you can't let things go, and that bothering you, without realizing, it prevents you guys from getting. Because every time you guys get close, then this person brings up, well, you did this, and then it's like cool, it goes for a little bit. Then this person says, oh, well, you did this. So it's constantly like just back and forth, and it's hard to let it go because that stuff's in you, dude. It's in you, and you don't realize it. So it's hard to let. Like you think you're like, oh, I'm being the bigger person, but then if you're still holding on to stuff, it's always gonna be there. No matter why take it to your grave? You know what I mean? why take it at the end of the day? It's like, look, we're all here. I'm telling you, I'm not spiritual or anything. Like we're all here for a reason to do something, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, why are you gonna be miserable doing it? You know what I mean? Like I didn't believe like a lot of stuff. I just started realizing it recently. Like I'm telling you, you gotta do hard things. If you're sitting down right now watching a movie or listening to this, okay, cool, you're listening to this. Like when I'm listening to stuff, I'm doing stuff. I don't get it 100%. Like you don't listen all the time, and you are distracted sometimes. But sometimes you need to be doing other like not multitasking, but like you have to make time for things. And you gotta like the information, anything you want to learn is out there. It's up to you to fucking look for it.
Yeah.
Like no one's gonna give it to you. You know what I mean? Or they do, and you don't even see it when somebody recommends something. Hey, you should look into this, and you say, oh yeah, whatever. It's not gonna work for me. Yeah, it's not gonna work because if you don't try it. Like you gotta learn. Like hey, sometimes you gotta do stuff. Like you gotta get out of here. And it's not easy. It's easy to say. You can fucking I could say it 100 times. Oh, it's so easy to do it, but it's not. It's hard things need to be done. It's hard.
Yeah, and back to that. I mean, I you're right, and I sometimes they just try to put the bullshit in the past, and I was taking to the boys so she can hang out with the boys, and I was just trying to be the son, be the like I said, we didn't hang out with our grandma as kids, and I didn't want to do that to her, just like you don't want to do it, and you take her the kids.
Yeah.
I give you props for, having your kids over there right now, and I didn't want to do that, but it's just like, you make a joke with your brothers, and someone takes it the wrong way, and it just triggers bullshit.
Yeah,
it just triggers bullshit that it's like, nah, I tried, and it's like I told you, and I know you tell me that I shouldn't tap out, but I just at the moment I tap out, because it's like, well, I tried.
Yeah, well, it was the same thing. It's
even
like,
you, the day that we were going to the Queen Mary, you were hearing stories from my point of view, that you were like, oh shit, I mean, fuck, you tried, shit, you did that. I'm like, shit, you squashed things with so and so, you squashed things with so and so, and it's at one point you get tired of the bullshit, and you just like. You get tired, like you said. You get tired of holding on to all that BS from the past and shit, and that's why sometimes, like I said, I vent to Ricky because it's like, because one day I got mad at the wife, and I have never to my wife ever fucking just got up and drove the fuck off, and I'm gone, and even turning off my GPS so she can see where I'm at.
Damn.
Never done that. Yeah, and I ended up at Ricky's house, He's like, no, and Ricky was like. More of a this is.
Don't worry, Letty. He just went to the donut shop.
I didn't. No, he was like, this is deeper than just what just happened. This is deeper and like it's
you gotta look for those.
Yeah. It's not just about what just went down. This goes deeper than what. So the wife and I, we sat down on a couple of days later of us not talking, and we spoke for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And we spoke for 4 hours, and what did she do? She okay, this bothers my husband.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And because she introduced me to this wonderful family. Wonderful. And I'm not just talking about her immediate family. We're talking cousins, uncles. This wonderful family. And us growing up, if our mom had beef with somebody, we had to take a side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And as over here, hey, if the family, like I said, not one family is perfect. If the family is not talking to each other, it's like, I'm not taking a side. I'm fucking Switzerland. I'm not taking a side. So the way that I feel that we are taken aside is when more family. We got to host. We have to host and invite more people, not just the same ones over and over again. More people, and let's fix whatever the dynamic is, whatever's going on.
Yeah,
that's what was bothering me. That like we're gonna fucking host at our house and only certain people are coming, but what about the rest?
Yeah.
And that's what the fight was about. And I took off. I needed some space and shit. And then she's like, "Fuck it. If this bothers Andy so much that he wants my cousins here, and it's not even, we're not even talking about, hey, fucking, we're gonna invite it. I want you to invite Biden, and that's it. No, it's her family.
Well, sometimes what it is too is like, it's weird, but it takes a extreme action like that sometimes to see, okay, this is how much. Because sometimes it's like you say things, and it's like not enough. Like you have the action. So like for example, you could say one thing, but you do another. So then it looks, you know what I mean? So it's like, but when you take it back, like, hey, this was really like he's really like, then it becomes a different.
Yeah,
thing.
No, she saw that I was really upset, and that I actually even drove off. Yeah, exactly. She actually was like, "Fuck, this is it." Yeah, he told me one more fight and we're done. So she's like, you know, I'm gonna have to give him the guest bedroom because we can't afford to move out on our own. She's thinking of all these fucking scenarios of us breaking up.
See, but then that's the thing. So here's what I'm saying. So like today I was telling you, what I'm learning is we constantly live in the future and in the past. Like look at her. That's all her living in the future. Yeah. All those things you think about, all that stuff, and it's not good. You're kind of the mind's making it easier. Like, oh, if this happens, I'll do this. If this happened, I'll do this. So your mind constantly is not, it's your friend, but it's not, it's trying to make things easier for you. Yeah. And you cannot let it. You have to. So like, for example, like here, like I would never have thought I'd be on here talking to you on this, like at all.
And opening up.
I don't open up to people. I hardly, anybody knows me, I'm telling you, the first thing they'll tell you if they know me is an asshole. Yeah. He's a dick. He's fucking heartless. Talk shit. All those things are true. Yeah. I don't deny them. That's how I was. And up until not too long ago, I finally realized, like deep dive, what is wrong? What is wrong with me? Why can't I let people in? Why can't I hug people? Why can't? Yeah. So then it all stems back to going back.
And it all goes back to our childhood.
Exactly. And then it's the same thing. The one thing at me, like for the longest time, for some reason, I've had this like itch to want to kind of like do psychology stuff and listen to books. But at the end of the day, I kind of started realizing it's. Every author kind of has it all comes down to the same thing. No matter what they say, it all comes back. So you got to go back and see what made you this way and start seeing that you see the world through a certain lens, right? Like for me, like for the longest time, I never thought not getting love was, I thought it was a good thing. Oh, cool, I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about all these things, right? Cool. Not realizing that's why I don't like to hug people. That's why I don't. And now it's so hard because when you have kids, they always want to hug. They always want, and you need to get you. I don't want them to grow up like I did without the. I see it now.
Exactly.
And there's things I was holding in since I can't even name how many years. It's so hard for me to talk about to say. And then look, I'm not ready to talk, but I'm getting every day, every time I get closer and closer. Yeah. Right. So I told you when we went back, I told you, hey, this is what happened to me as a kid. This is why I'm telling you that you gotta let things go because as soon as I let this go, it opened this up. Right. Yeah. And I told you like stuff happened to me as a kid. Like I got molested more than once. Right, and I never told anybody, not once, nothing, dude. I would never even be telling people this. This is insane. But I started to realize, like,
I wasn't gonna push.
I know
that.
you weren't, but if you're gonna, if other people need to know this, so some people that know me are like, holy shit, I would have even my best. I told my friend, hey, he would have never assumed. He said, I look up to you because you're fucking so like you can keep your emotions in check. Yeah, but the only reason I can't is because of this. Like that's whole. So it's a good thing and a bad thing. So if I learn how to control my emotions, but embrace emotion, then that's what you need. You gotta stop with like. I'm telling you, the mind fucks you up because it tells you, it makes it easier. Just don't talk about it. Just go through life. Don't worry. It's not gonna do nothing. You're safe. You don't have to tell nobody. Just keep living life. Yeah. Then I'm not hugging people. I'm not getting people. I'm not saying good morning. I'm not like you're not doing all these things because you're holding it in because you're not saying like, hey, this happened. And then what I realize is it's good to let people know, hey, this happened to me. If it happened to you, hey, you could still fucking do things. You could still like fucking do shit. You know, you can still. You can be, and it's good to hear, like, hey, like, one of the things about your podcast is you have people come on and they tell you their story. It's so good. It's like, oh, they like this happened to me, and you wouldn't hear that.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like I would make fun of, oh, this fool has a podcast, whatever. But then I was like, I listened to it, I was like, oh my god, I like it that people go on and talk. It's just, and we're just normal people. We're
It's
not
a fucking free therapy session.
Yeah.
And I've gotten people telling me, thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you so much for sharing my story and like whatever. And I find people on TikTok. In fact, while we were at the mall, one lady hit me up. Hey, sorry, I missed your text. I was kind of busy. Why? Because she wants to be on the podcast again. She wants to share. She has a different story to talk about. And then at first it was like me getting my stuff off my chest, right? And it was like, I'm not trying to rag on my mom. And I told her I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I told her from the get-go.
Yeah.
My intention is not to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings or anything. This is what my podcast is going to be about. And then once I felt like I'm kind of done with my kind of stories, and then I'm like, well, let's get people on and get them to do it. I mean, fuck, 108 right now. And so what was the point of that story? And but yeah, no, a lot of people don't get shit off their chest, and you have people that, like I said, that thank me and stuff, and still keep in contact with me. The one lady from Connecticut, I think she lives in Connecticut. I talked to her on the phone the other day.
Yeah.
Like we were best friends. I met her on TikTok. She's from fucking Oxnard.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, it's a trip. Like the people that you meet and you hear their stories and stuff, and they're like you said, we don't script this.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing their story for the first time.
Exactly. No, that's good. That's the way you want to do it. You don't want to like. You're not putting on. You're just talking to people, and the same thing too. Like the thing is, it's good to get it out of your chest, but the thing is, sometimes the biggest thing I'll tell you, the issue I have the most, right, with everything is the way I see the world now is I see it like this. I never saw it like this. Like for a long time, I hated my mom for no reason. Like I grew up this and this, and then I slowly realized, okay, but look where I am now. I'm not in the best place, right? I'm not in the best place, but I'm alive. I have kids. That makes me. I have this. Right? Cool. Okay. I've never talked to her about her life. I've never gotten to know her. So finally, I decided to do that, and I already kind of knew the answer because I kind of see where the failure. It's like she wasn't a good mom. She didn't do all these things right. She wouldn't tell you love. I could bring up all these things, but here's the thing. I can use that, right? I can be, and here's the thing we're talking about with wokeness. Wokeness, when you really break everything down, it's a victim mentality, and that's the mentality they want. They want you to be a victim. They want you to blame something else and say this is the problem, so you never fix yourself.
Yeah.
So you can blame somebody all you want. This person did this. This person did this. All other things, and then guess what? That person can go and blame everybody else. Well, the reason you're like this is because this person, when I was growing up, did this to me. They did this to me. So it's a blame game. And that mentality, that's the wokeness. It's like they want certain people, they're not diverse because they don't put a black guy. The black guys were oppressed. They should be more represented, blah, 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 all these things, right? And you get rewarded for being a victim. That's the wrong mindset to have.
Yeah.
If you feel like you're a victim, you're choosing to be a victim. You choose that way. I chose to be a victim for a long time without realizing it. I chose to be a victim to my feelings. I thought it was okay to be a dick and to not have feelings because I was hurt.
Yeah.
That's not right. And the same thing too. I can't blame her. I could blame her all I want. It's not going to change anything.
Yeah.
Right? And she can go and blame everything that happened to her. And then that person can go and blame everything that happened to her. It's just a circle.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you got to draw a line and say, hey, look, okay, at the end of the day, I'm here. I choose what to do. And like I'm saying, if you put that victimness out there, that's what you're going to get back. But if you push through and say, hey, I'm no longer the victim, it's not going to be easy, and you don't have to do it all at once. It's a step every day. If you do one, like, for example, if you have a big project, I can't do it all. Yeah, you can't, because you use every day, and it slowly adds up. You're not going to lose 10 pounds in one day. It takes, you got to fight every day. Yeah. And some days you lose, some days you win, but you have to have more days you win. Stop giving in. Win. I didn't do this. I didn't do this. Yeah, okay, cool. Then your mind starts doing it, and you don't realize when you have a garage to clean. I have to clean this whole garage.
Is that a stab in my garage?
Yeah, and I'm sorry to point it out, right? Clean it out, right? Okay, cool. I don't have time. I don't have this. It doesn't matter. If you do one thing a day, eventually this whole garage is going to be where you want it to be.
For the record, for the guys that have come to my podcast to record live here in my studio, my garage, The sofa's actually cleared off.
Yeah, it is. It is. We cleared it off. But what I'm saying is, you gotta just take a win every day. Stop. Because, like, this is, for example, this. You make a time, hey, I'm going to go to the gym today. Cool. You don't go to the gym. Okay, cool. So then you say to yourself, oh, I didn't go to the gym. Okay, cool. Then whatever. I'll do it tomorrow.
And then you won't go for 6 months.
Let me go eat. Let me go do all these things. So now you say, okay, I fucked up. I missed the gym. Let me go work out at home. Oh, it sounds easy. Oh, let me go work out at home. Let me go. But it's not easy. But still, if you let your mind beat you, it makes it so much easier the next time. When you don't do a hard thing, oh, guess what? Oh, it's okay. We don't. And you don't realize your mind does that. So when I tell you, we live in the past and we live in the future, right? So if you put shit out there and say, hey, this is what I'm going to get done. This is what I'm going to do. If you have to write it down, people need different things. But if you set your mind to it and you start doing it, eventually you'll keep going and going and going. You're in the situation you're in because of you, not because of anybody else. You could blame anybody you want.
Yeah, fuck you, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, you could blame Joe Rogan all you want. But at the end of the day, everybody's in the same. So I'm sorry, it sounds heartless.
I'm just playing Joe Rogan.
But there's other people out there that have it worse than you. There's other people, and to quote one of my favorite movies, in Blood and Blood Out, there's other people that have it worse than you.
Yeah, and again, that's the purpose of that was the purpose of the podcast in the beginning. Like, if somebody was going through some bullshit, like, well, listen to this. Like there was in the beginning, people were like, oh shit, you went through that. One guy even called me and said, hey, your daughter's not biologically your daughter?
Yeah.
I'm like, because I never said it.
Yeah.
Hey, these are my boys and my stepdaughter. I never did
Yeah.
that. And I had people call me like, holy shit, man. Our cousins who lived just down the street, you met her. You met them. It was, they live in La Puente here, and the oldest is Katrina.
Yeah.
You met her when she was an infant.
Yeah.
Her youngest sister was born after we were out of the picture, after we were already back at Alice's house, living under Alice. And so one day she was listening to my podcast. I would have never assumed that the youngest one would be listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I don't know her. I've never met her. And so when she came on, we were talking one day. She said, Andy, I have more respect for you now than I did yesterday. But just listening to the stories that we went through. Because why? Because some people don't want to open up.
Yeah.
You
for a long
held
time.
it in for a long time.
For a long time.
There's things that that I go through here at home, like for example today.
Yeah.
For example today, I was trying to I was holding my wife's hand. We were at the mall waiting for the shirts, and she's like, "What did you and Alejandro talk about?" I'm like, "Nothing. I always hold your hand in public."
Yeah.
She goes, "But you don't do it when the boys are around."
Yeah.
And they think it's bullshit because they don't believe me when I tell them, no, your dad tells me stuff like this. Or your dad holds my hand in public.
Yeah.
I'm like, but why does he fucking do it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Alex, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah.
I don't know because maybe we didn't see it as kids.
Yeah.
It
could be that,
and maybe I don't want my kids to see it, but
Yeah.
I love my wife.
Yeah.
So she thought that maybe you and I had like a heart-to-heart conversation on our bike ride.
Oh, yeah.
That's the reason why I'm holding her hand.
Well, to be honest, so here's what I'm going to tell you. So here's what you don't realize. So, like I'm saying, what I started learning is, like, for example, like you kind of see I'm kind of going through the thoughts and kind of like, just spin it out. I'm like, I didn't plan any of this. I didn't plan what I was going to say.
We did say we're going to wing it.
Right, so I'm winging it. So, but I'm telling you, what I'm slowly learning is I've always had a strong will for physical things. Like I could always, it's always been that way.
Yeah.
And one day, there's a guy, and I think him. His name's David Goggins. He pushes, runs 100 miles, does all these things, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like in my head, so I feel like I can do those things. Like it's easy. Like I want to do that.
Yeah.
But then I flipped the coin and I said, okay, he's doing all those physical things, right? Which I feel like I can do that. It's easy for me. So I've been listening to a lot of stuff, and it says, the stuff you like, you're going to do it. Like, you're going to push your body. It's easy.
Yeah.
Right? The stuff you don't want to do is the stuff you got to do. That's the stuff that's going to change your mind because you're saying, this is so hard. Like, to tell you
I'm going to cut you off real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to cut you off real quick. I believe he even said, if you like going to the gym, you're not doing it right.
Yeah. Exactly. Because you're doing it for enjoy and you're not. I mean, you can still do it to like it. I'm not saying not to ever do that, but I'm saying it's easier to do the things you like and push yourself, right? So you think you're pushing. Yeah, but the things you don't, that's what's holding you back. all the feelings, all that stuff. If you avoid that stuff, that's the stuff you got to work on. Like, to tell you what I told you when we did that bike ride about what happened to me, it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. And now look I'm saying it where people are going to hear it. Like, exactly, but it takes that first step, and it's so hard to take.
You're telling it to my 2 listeners like nothing.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Like, it doesn't matter, and I don't care who hears it. Like,
and that day, I mean, when I had to go bad, and we stopped at the restroom, and then you ran inside and you went to the restroom, and then this is after you already had told me what happened, and you just fucking hugged me, and told me you loved me, and I was like, and I came home and I told my wife, I'm like, he hugged me, babe, and she was like, what do you mean? I'm like, he hugged me, like it wasn't a hug, like when you got here this morning, hey, what's up, man? And I gave you a hug. No, he fucking hugged me, babe. His little beard hairs touched my face, and she was like, holy shit. So he's like, it had nothing to do with the bike ride. Yeah, he needed a brother. Yeah, he needed a brother to talk to. Babe, the drive there, 90% was him talking. 90% of that day was him talking. Once we got to the Queen, then we, those depressing stories were done. Yeah. Because then that's it.
Yeah, we're done. It's
fucking
over,
having breakfast, and then Paul was right. That fucking real Hondu bag was gonna be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But I felt that that day needed to happen. Yeah. So I was trying to get a hold of Paul to see if he can go with us. He couldn't make it. Then I called another buddy of mine. He couldn't make it. But then I realized after we were on I don't think that you would have opened up.
No, yeah,
with
it would have
other
been
people
different. Well,
there.
we would have opened up, we would have talked after, because that was the point. Because the point was, like, look, at the end of the day, I'm telling you, I talked to Alice, and the same thing too. Like, I told her, look, I hated you for a long time for this, but I told her, look, I kind of know what happened. Yeah. And I just want to hear you tell me what happened, and she told me her lie, and then I realized, like, fuck, and I told her I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, look, I'm sorry. Like, I've been slowly inching my way there to her too, like, and taking the kids and this, right? Like, at the end of the day, you can't change people. No matter how much you want to try, you can't change. What they have in them is what they have in them. You can only tell them what, like, the truth, like, hey, the truth hurts sometimes, you gotta do this, and it's up to them to take it. If they don't take it, you can't force it on anybody. You can't, like, look at me, it took me so long to finally understand that's what was holding me. I was scared of those things. I was scared. I didn't want to do it. Like, so you know what I mean? I wouldn't open up to people. Like, I held that in for such a long time that I couldn't. And finally, when I let it out, it's like, cool. I told one person. I told. Now I'm saying it to whoever many people are listening to this. But I'm not scared, because it's like, look, other people have the same thing happen, and they let it defeat them. Don't let it defeat you. Yeah. Like, you could push, you could do it. Like, you think you don't have things. What I learned is, imagine a scenario, right? Imagine a scenario, right? Where do you want to be? Right? It sounds stupid. Where do you want to be? Right? What do you want to do? You want this podcast to succeed? Okay, put it out there. Yeah. Put those thoughts. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. Right? Here's what's gonna happen if I don't do the podcast. I started it. I bought this equipment. It makes me pissed. Oh, you get mad. Use those feelings and say, okay. Then the next scenario. Okay, now I did the opposite. I said I got to where I needed to get to. Yeah. I got there. I'm fucking happy. I have a house. You put those thoughts out there, and then once you start realizing it, your mind secretly starts holding it and tells you, hey, we already pictured us doing this shit. Yeah. So now, guess what? It's going to be easier, because your mind's saying, oh, no, we've seen where we could be at. Yeah. So now, hey, Bill, we can.
It's fucking hilarious that you say that. Fucking hilarious that you say that.
And then, look, to tell you this, I never believed in this, like, voodoo, like, not voodoo, but like woo-woo, they call it woo-woo, like meditating, like putting, like, thoughts out there, all this stuff, right? I never believed in any of that. I thought that was all bullshit, right? Yeah. But now the more I do it, the more I start seeing it, because I'm telling you, you don't realize your mind lives in the past, right? So it remembers all the bad things. So it braces you ahead of time. Hey, this could happen, so now you're living in the future. Oh, this could happen, so you already have a pre-notion of it. Yeah. You have to be able to control those things. Yeah. And it's hard to realize it. Before I even cut you off, what opened it up for me was, I listened to a book, right, and somewhere it ended up with taking an ice bath, right? And the same thing on physical. So physical things I like to do. So I said, okay, but you go in that water, it's so cold, it's so hard to do, and that opens up your mind that you can do things that because it feels like you're gonna die. It's so cold. That's how you feel.
It's really fucking cold.
That's how cold it feels, and it opened it up.
So back to what you that's right. Back to what you were saying about envisioning what you're gonna do, right?
Yes.
So the one thing and again, it's not ragging on her mom, but the fact that she didn't pay her bills and stuff like that made us who we are today. I always say she did a good job at teaching us Spanish.
Yeah.
Because look at what it does.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at what we can do. It does. I understood the definition of it opens doors. When you go to Mexico, it fucking opens doors. So I've given her props for that, and it may not be a good thing, but it was. Her being irresponsible made us responsible.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I always told Roger, and you know Roger.
Yeah.
I told Roger, I'm gonna get a fucking boat.
Shout out, Roger.
Shout out, Roger. I told him one day I'm gonna get a boat, and he was like, so then he saw my life go from, I was telling George yesterday that little bike trail. Remember that little bike? Look at you see that little bike?
Yeah.
What did I do with that? I hauled the boys with that. I would pick them up.
I remember.
For visitations on that thing. Then got my little car. Then I went to the dealership and got the CRV. Then we moved out here. It's not my house, but I'm paying for it.
Yeah.
Then I got my Camry. And he's like, holy shit. I'm like, what's up, bro? You're really going to get that boat, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because he saw that everything I said I was going to do. Because I remember telling the mother of my kids when we were just friends, I'm going to do something with my life.
Yeah.
Because how we were as kids.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something with my life. And it might be just fucking sales, bro.
Yeah, but
it might just be sales, but look at all these fucking awards.
All
these trophies.
Well, even that, it's like this. Like, for example, like, here's the thing. It's like, you get older, it gets harder, right? So things will get harder, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, when they say, like, oh, once you get old, it's pretty much done. No, it does. You choose when you're telling your mind, hey, we're getting older, so maybe we just need to slow down. So, like, Tony Ferguson, for example, his mindset is right? Like, he wants to fight. He wants to do these things, right?
Yeah.
So his mind is so strong that it's telling him, you can still do this. So that's his drawback, because it's telling him he's made his mind so strong that it's telling him we could keep fucking going, we could keep doing it, and he's still trying to fight because his mind is so strong. So you don't need to get to that level, but you can get to the point where it's not just sales. It's that you can do this. Like what they say, if you put your mind into anything, you can do it. I'm starting to believe it, because your only obstacle is yourself. You choose. Oh, there's not enough time for this. Okay, well, you got to make time for this. Oh, I don't have enough energy. Okay, well, you know what helps having enough energy? Don't eat all fucking day, and don't be fucking lazy. And it slowly adds up. Don't fucking sit there and watch a whole season of a show and say, oh, I don't have time to do this. You had plenty of time. Oh, I'm broke. I don't have money. Yeah, how much money you're spending on drinks? How much money you spending on this? It's all there. It's all your same thing. Like, oh, I don't have money. Oh, but you go out to eat every day. Or you buy a fucking soda 3 sodas a day. Add it all up. There's all your money.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the problem is they make it so good, and they make it so you should earn those things. You should you should earn the right to do those things instead of just having them handed it to you. Like, you can go into a store, eat a dessert, right? But once you start learning, instead of just getting it, when you earn it, like say, okay, I worked out today, I can eat a Twinkie, it feels 100 times better.
Yeah.
But why don't you do that? Because it's harder to do. So the harder things you don't want to do. You want it, like, for example, I've done retail for fucking ever. People get hired and complain the whole time that they have to work to get their money. And then they complain, why does this person get paid more? What is it? Because they've been there longer. They've been doing it. It doesn't matter. Like, it's like, oh, the victim again. Oh, these new kids, they want right away to get supervisor money. That's not how it works. You gotta earn it. And it's like, oh, well, that guy kissed ass. Well, that guy's better at something than you are. So either you learn how to kiss ass. Oh, I don't do that. Okay, I said this earlier, so I'm repeating myself. But it's true. Then work harder. Oh, what's harder? They're never. Okay, they will. But you can't get. If you give up, you're not gonna get it, because the mindset's already. Oh, I lost. Oh, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, well then don't complain. One guy asked me, how do you become a supervisor? I told him, you either work really fucking hard and don't complain and do everything they tell you. Oh, that's too hard. Okay, then go ahead and kiss ass and just fucking lie and do all this. Oh, I don't do that. Okay, then you're fucked. So you gotta decide. Those are your two options, or go somewhere else where they might treat you better. But I'll tell you right now, everywhere is the same. Yeah. Everywhere's the same. You go anywhere, company. You did Walmart.
I did
now
Walmart.
You're doing this. How different is it? Besides the
way different.
Yeah. No, but in terms of people and when you get promoted, it's the same. Everything.
Yeah, you see that.
Everything's the same. It doesn't matter where you go. The person that knows and kisses ass and tells the person what they want to hear. Yeah, if you're that hard worker and you say, oh, well, this guy's getting it. Okay, that's sorry to tell you. Most of the time, that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
It's who you know, not what you know. right? So if you know the person, you're cool with them. Hey, we're buddies. That's the way to get in. That's the way to do it. But then you give up. Oh, it's not gonna happen. Okay, well that's the mindset you're in. You're always gonna be in that mindset, no matter which way you want to slice it. Because it's always somebody else. It's that Rocky quote that I love fucking so much from Rocky. You go
Rocky
around
6?
blaming this person and that person. He blames his dad for why. Let's read it. Randy's gonna pull up right now. You're gonna hear this. I came on here to get this podcast canceled so that fucking people could realize. Stop being. I'm not perfect either. I'm not saying, oh, he's got it all figured. Fuck no, I don't.
Here he goes. This is my favorite movie. This is my favorite quote from a movie.
I'm gonna memorize that quote now.
I when I went and did the one of the bike rides and I went up to the mountain right here, just up to the tip of the mountain. I was coming down and I filmed it and I put this quote on my video. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life.
Hand it over.
But it ain't about how hard you
hit. I need to read it.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. He wants to read it like in the movie.
There's no fucking effort in this.
There you go. I was just reading.
Okay, you gotta kind of keep it going because I have to read it twice to say
okay, so he's gonna read it like Rocky does it in the movie. So mine was I'm reading it like a robot. He wants to fucking.
You, me, or nobody.
See?
Yeah,
right,
that's you right there.
All right, let's go.
You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving. And that's not even the full quote.
That's not even the whole thing.
That's not even the whole thing.
That's how winning is done.
Yeah, exactly. That's not even it. You fucking gave us a bad quote. This guy.
I gave him
Look it up, people. It's all you can find it. YouTube it. Yeah.
That's a good quote.
To be honest, the best quote all time, I'm going to tell you guys right now, it's Independence Day. Best speech.
Oh
Today,
my God.
we celebrate. But anyways, no. So, yeah. So you guys gotta stop. We gotta stop blaming people, man. You gotta stop doing it. You gotta take responsibility for your actions and say, hey, you know what? I fucked up. Okay, let's move forward. Let's do this. You know, your mind is not your friend. Your mind.
It hasn't been easy.
You're gonna get copyright.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. See, if people don't know, if you don't watch podcasts, I do. The law sucks, so you cannot play things from movies, or so you get copyright strikes. So this thing will definitely get taken down.
No, I stopped it.
It was 10 seconds.
Yeah,
it was 10 seconds. You can quote things, you can talk over them, but you can't play them out.
Oh, there it goes again.
Yeah, you better stop it. Yeah, so just a heads up on that. But yeah, no, like I said, we didn't come on here with a plan. We just came out here.
Yeah, he did tell me, how the hell did you get the Cops theme song on there without getting fucking sued?
Yeah, you can get sued.
It was a funny.
Don't talk about it.
It was a funny bit. You know, Ricky was here, hiding behind the curtain and was trying to get under Paul's skin. So
well, it's probably because it's not really on no more, so they don't care. It's like you're done.
So,
but yeah, no.
We came on here to wing it.
We obviously did. I think what time were we even at?
We're at 2:40.
Damn, so we did 2 hours.
Record.
Yeah, see. So there you go. Anybody that's came on here, I came on here 7 times. I don't care. Well, yeah, I came in on already did almost 3 hours in one sitting. So
and on the sofa.
And I was chilling. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know what I feel like we finally got to the point where we're like, okay, we kind of let a lot of stuff off our chest.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like obviously. I'll come back on again next time, and we can really go in deep into from all the stuff we kind of like. We obviously it's a longer conversation than just this is kind of just everywhere. I feel like next time we need to kind of have a deep conversation between like everything, kind of like between the like our family and stuff. It's like I don't know. I feel like we covered a lot of things. I mean, the best thing I would say to end it, we should end it in a kind of happier note instead of me telling people that they're victims and they need to get it together.
Yeah, you're being kind of a dick about that.
Yeah, does it seem like that?
Yeah,
what you feel.
That means you.
So I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you're feeling like that, I'm telling you, I'm not the guy. I'm not the perfect guy. I got problems. Everybody has problems. But at the end of the day, I'm working, and I'm coming on here to try to fucking be a better person. So, like all those people that I hurt along the way. I'd like to take this time to apologize to absolutely nobody. That's a Conor McGregor.
Billy Madison.
Yeah.
I'm glad I called that guy.
Yeah. No, because at the end of the day, I can't take that stuff back. It is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I hurt whatever, anybody, it is what it is. It's happened. Like, I am aware of it now. Like, if somebody would come to me, hey, you were a dick to me? Yeah, I was. My bad. I've literally had people. This is how bad I am. I've had people come up to me and I'm telling them, why do you hate me? Oh, you don't remember the time you came up to me and slapped something out of my hand? Oh, you remember the time you went straight up to me and called me a bitch? Shout out to Victor if he still listens to the podcast. He walked up to me one time and he's like, dude, what did I ever do to you? He's like, you don't remember? I'm like, dude, to be honest, I don't remember. He's like, when my first day at work, this is how much of a dick I was. My first day at work, so I had 4 associates. I was working. I was a new DM for produce. I walk up to him. He told me this. I walk up to him. I go right up to his ear and I whisper, "You're my bitch now." I was like, dude, I didn't remember that. I was like, but that sounds like something I would say. So I wouldn't be surprised because I didn't have feelings to care about like other people's things. So you know what I mean? But the biggest thing I would like to know for Flat Tire Andy, right, is what conspiracy do you believe in that you think is legit? If you have so for people who don't know, my favorite one for the longest time was the moon landing. So any time I get a chance to use the year 1969, that's the year we went to the moon, air quotes. 1969 is the year. Look it up. That's the year we went to the moon.
You want me to look it up right now, or should I have Ricky do it?
Ricky,
Google
the
moon landing.
It's 1969.
Yeah, it's 1969.
Yeah, I know.
What conspiracy do I believe in? Son of a bitch! People don't normally ask me questions.
Yeah, I know. I'm asking you a question.
You put me in a spot here.
Yeah.
This is your podcast now.
Yeah. I might as well just take. You might as well become the new co-host, and we could call it full tire podcast instead of a flat one. Yeah.
Let's see full tire. Here. Conspiracy. What conspiracy do I believe in? Fuck.
Okay, let me ask you this: what conspiracy that you think? Like, for example, let's say a conspiracy you heard that you think is bullshit. Like, that you heard it, like, oh, do you think that this happened or whatever? Like for some people hate on flat Earth. Flat Earth's a big one. Like, oh, people believe the Earth's flat.
No, I know. I just don't have one. Like I said, I don't get asked the questions, man. So you put me on a spot here, dude. Like,
struggling over here. Joe Rogan would answer the question. Fuck
that guy. Fuck that guy.
Joe Rogan would answer the question right this second.
Let's see here.
Okay, so let's cut it down. Conspiracy is a little harder word for you.
Damn.
So what anything supernatural you believe in? Anything supernatural? Anything? Ghosts,
I believe in ghosts.
What about aliens?
I believe they're real.
You believe they're okay.
I believe they're real.
Okay, so aliens. So ghosts.
Ghosts, I believe they're real.
Okay, you believe they're real. Okay, that's it.
I believe they're real because things have happened in this garage to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe they're real.
Where did they touch you?
Did it?
Show me on the doll. Are you talking scary movie situation?
No,
or are you talking like poltergeist?
No, I'm over there minding my business on the other side of the garage, and all of a sudden, like, there's a music box that was over here, and it started playing. So I believe in ghosts.
So see, ghosts is not really a conspiracy. So like, we went supernatural because I for a long time, ghosts was a big thing. I would love to look into.
Yeah.
Like, and I worked at a store where stuff did happen on video that I've seen. And I've gone to places, but never really anything big like that. But I do believe stuff's. But I don't believe so much ghost is what we think it is to what it is. So there's kind of scenarios I believe. So one, I believe that we could be on different dimensions, right?
Yeah.
So we sometimes tap into the other one. So it's like the same. You're in the same dimension, or like we're a different dimension, but one taps into us. So we overlap, and stuff happens. So like. In that world, that gets hit down, so it somehow triggers in this one and falls. That's one scenario. Another
the
one.
The Challenger happened. I believe they died.
Okay. Well, I believe they didn't. Okay, so there you go. So that's one you didn't, but you haven't even looked it up. So here's my challenge. Here's my challenge to you.
For next episode.
Here's my challenge to you. So I'm the new boss now.
Oh, damn.
So at the end of your next podcast, whatever podcast you do. I challenge you to actually look it up for reals and tell your listeners, okay, I did look up this one, and this is what I ended up finding. YouTube, whatever you had to do, and then let me know. Or you can even text me, call me, and tell me whatever. Fine, you don't have to put it out there. But then tell me you don't believe in it. Because here's what I'm going to challenge everybody. Here's what anybody, all your 4 listeners now, we probably increased it too, because we're going to post it. So, what you believe, why do you believe it? Why do you believe it? So you know the Earth is round. Why do you know the Earth is round?
Because
somebody told you.
We've seen pictures.
Pictures, okay. Who made those pictures?
The astronauts that went up in space.
The satellites. So the astronauts made them. Or the satellites.
astronauts took
see,
them.
so see where I'm going? You don't even know the answer to the question. So that's what I'm saying. So when people say, I know this for a fact, no, you do not. Because, okay, you've seen pictures. Whatever I tell you, most of those pictures are all CGI generated. There's none that are legit. Go look it up. How much you want to bet right now? None of those pictures are actual pictures. The only supposed picture from space is black and white, and it's an old picture. That's the only one. All the other pictures are not real pictures. So that's what I'm saying. So whoever wants to say, he's wrong. Yeah, I could be, but I'm gonna tell you right now, you can't say I'm wrong if you don't know the answer. So you're gonna sit here and tell me, okay, I'm telling you I believe this. You're telling me that.
Yeah.
But I know why I believe it because I looked at this and this, and I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right, but you got to start questioning your own reality because I'm telling you right now, what you believe is because somebody else told it to you, right? So everything's what somebody else said. So in history, what history are we living through, right? History is written by the winners, not by the losers. So history always has two sides. It's like we have two sides to the story. I could come on here and Andy's on here. I could talk shit and say Andy can't even do a backflip. He's never been able to do a backflip. Andy comes on here and says, I can do a backflip. I've done plenty of backflips, right? So then how do we know what's real? If he's on video doing it or not doing it, right? That's the simple answer. Oh, well, if we see him doing it, right? But now you can make a video of Andy doing a backflip if he really wanted to. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like, what you see and what you feel, it doesn't mean it's reality. You choose your reality. I know this is going a little off the Flat Tire Andy podcast. 'Cause Andy's super confused right now on what I'm talking about.
I'm just like looking at the rock. What's up, dude?
But at the end of the day,
save me, dude. Remember, this guy.
If you're gonna leave with anything with this, whatever you believe, you only believe because somebody told you. Oh, cause what if I were to tell you in schools, back in the day, you could find books where they were teaching that the Earth was flat, and I'm not saying it's flat. So the people, oh, it's flat, because we have so many listeners, they're gonna be like, oh, that guy said it's flat. See, I knew it. I'm not saying it's flat. I'm saying I don't know what it is. Because nobody really, they could say, we know what this is. No, they fucking don't. They guess. Everything's a guess. No matter what you want. Oh, do you think doctors know everything? No, they know what's good for their pocket. That's what they know. So, for example,
I didn't want to get into that one. The medicine.
Okay, here we go. Let's not get into
let's just finish it off. 10 more minutes.
So we'll do 10 minutes. So here, we might as well. Now I'm ranting. Now I'm going crazy. But anyways, so doctors, right? So you think they prescribe you the things they prescribe you because they want to help you. Most of the times they want to provide you what is going to make them the most money. So the stuff, same with food, same with medicine. All that stuff is to keep you nice and healthy for so long, instead of just doing the right things and taking care of yourself, working out. But it sounds so simple. It's not, dude. But medicine, same thing. Why do you believe it works? Because they tell you it works. Does that mean it works? Tell me, Andy. Does that mean it works?
It cures one thing, but it makes another one worse.
Exactly.
Like example, I'm going to use my wife as an example. When they first diagnosed her with cancer, they gave her a medication that was supposed to kill the cancer. Well, that same medication killed the cancer, but it made her full-on diabetic.
So let me ask you, because you've been doing fasting now, right? You've been fasting.
Yeah.
There's a day where you've gone for sure a whole day without eating.
Yeah,
right?
all week.
So let me ask you. So check this out. So let's say you go a whole time with fasting, right? You feel good, and then you've eaten stuff like that's not good, like pizza or something, right? How have you felt after? What's the difference?
Dude, I feel like tired and like fucking. I feel like shit.
And people don't realize they feel like that every day.
And you know, it's a trip that after you eat something, like let's say for example I'm fasting, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, hey, I go to a lot of 7-Elevens and they offer me food. Ah, man, you know what? I'll just have the hot dog without the bread and anything else. It's just to make them happy, because they get offended sometimes. So I grabbed the hot dog. I wasn't hungry.
Yeah.
But I ate that damn fucking hot dog. 5 minutes later, I felt like I was starving.
Yep.
I was like, what the fuck? So, no, that made me, so I went one day without eating all day. One day, it was a Monday. All day, just dinner. And that was with me drinking a liquid IV for lunch. I'm like, fuck that. I don't need to be drinking the liquid IV if I don't have to.
Yeah.
One, because it has a lot of sodium.
Yeah.
And I have high blood pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, if I don't need it, because my mind I already know. It's all, like you said, it's all fucking head games.
Yeah.
I already know that I can go all day without
Yeah.
eating. Get home at 2:30, eat snack something, and then dinner, and then that's it.
Yeah.
I know that I can go again until 2:30.
Yeah.
You know, so I everything that you've told me so far is true. Like, yeah, you're right. I ate that fucking hot dog, and 5 minutes later, felt like I was starving. When before I ate the hot dog, I wasn't even hungry.
Yeah.
So it's what's in the when the wife has been researching a lot of shit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit in food that we're not supposed to be eating.
And check this out. This is what's crazy. So what you don't even realize, like, check this out. All the information's out there. It's all out. You just got to go find it. But you're so against it because you think, oh, I already know the answer to that. You won't even bother to look. You won't.
Yeah.
And that's what they want. They want you nice and full with all this. They want the answer. Oh, you're having all these problems? Guess what? If I have this pill, like, I have two options for you, Andy. You can lose how much weight you want. You could be healthy. You could do all these things, right?
Yeah.
Here's what you got to do. I'm giving you the answer. You ready? Write it down. You're going to get up early, right? You're going to do an ice bath. Oh, okay, cool. Ice bath. So what time do you go to work? Oh, you go at 3. Okay, I got to get up. You got to get up fucking super early, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay. But guess what? If you start doing that, it's going to make a difference. Why won't you do it? Oh, because it's too hard. That's too hard. See? The barrier is it's hard.
Yeah.
Right? So you have two options. Do this. Wake up early. Do that. Go to work. Make time. Work out. Spend time with the kids. All those things are hard. Hard. Oh, you got to make time. Blah, blah, blah. I have a pill that'll make you lose weight. Away.
Yeah.
What are you going to take? You're going to take the pill.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Don't take the pill.
My word of advice.
And it's not again. Sorry, it's not easy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, it's hard. That's the point.
Word of advice before you take so every doctor gives you a slip and they tell you take this to the pharmacy and they're gonna give you the medication.
Yes.
Word of advice, because my wife had to Google why she ended up going to the hospital 3 or 4 times to the emergency room. Because she was feeling like shit.
Yeah.
She Googled that medication, and the medication told her, it makes you diabetic.
Yeah.
So, word of advice to my listeners, you go to the doctor, they prescribe you medication, because the first thing they want to do is give you medication. Why? Because it's a business.
Yeah, it's a business.
And there's
that's the problem.
Doctors also have contract with certain pharmacies or certain pharmaceuticals, what do you call that word?
Yeah, money.
And they need to push this
It's
package.
like this. It's like, look at it like this way. You're a salesman for medicine. So you go, you take your catalog. I have these pills. I have these pills.
Yeah.
You do what you do. Just put it in the scenario of your sell. You're going to do to make the sale.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, these pills, you fucking banking them out. So this is similar pill. I can give you this one.
Yeah.
And guess what he's going to do? He's going to start pushing what you're telling him. Hey, he's not going to. And then here's the craziest part about it. For example, doctors believe. Here's the thing: most doctors, they study, right? So if you study anything now, in a couple years, that information is going to be old.
Yeah.
So you constantly, for example, but they choose to say, "Hey, I already know this. I'm not going to learn anything else." They're choosing the easy path. I'm not going to learn this. So what starts happening is, for example, for medicine, right? Scientists need money to study things, right?
Yeah.
So the ones that start getting more money are the ones that start pushing their stuff. So if it's bad, right, if it has side effects, they're going to pick the studies that have this was the best study, this study. Let's ignore these 10 studies that said, they were fucking these people up.
Yeah.
Let's just go with these. So it's filtered by that lens where they're cheating the system because they're picking it. So you think, there's all these studies. Go find the studies that contradict that. There's always two sides.
Yeah.
History's written by the winner. Same thing with the person that's going out, pushing the medicine, getting money, they're winning. So the real medicine that, and an example, you shouldn't have to take one medicine and then take 3 medicines to counteract that one medicine. That's not how it should be. And I'm saying there is scenarios out there where you need it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everybody's the same. But if you're walking around and you can do things and you feel fine, then you're good. You don't need those things. For example, like if you're sick, right? I've been sick many times and I feel like, I feel like shit. So once I kind of was reading all these things, it says when you're sick, your mind, if you let it say you're sick, you'll be worse than you are, because we have placebo effects where we tell people, this medicine we're trying on you, this makes you sick. They give it to 10 people. Only 3 people have the real medicine. 9 of those people all said they felt sick.
Yeah.
Why? Because they put it in their head. This one makes you sick. So when you're sick and you feel bad, you tell yourself, oh, I feel bad about. So the last time I was sick, I fought it. I did. Oh, fuck yeah. I was fine within 2 days.
Yeah.
But the same thing, then a couple of days later, I got a fever, and there, no matter how much I thought to myself, hey, I feel better, I couldn't fight it. So then at that point, okay, I sacrifice, take medicine, but not every time. Like because that stuff's not good for you. It helps with the symptoms, so it makes it a little easier. But in the long run, it's just fucking up your stomach, and that's what they want. They want you doing that because you're spending your money on all that. It's all revolves around money. The world revolves around money.
Example, the wife and I are both taking high blood pressure medication.
Yeah.
They're the same name.
Yeah.
They're the same dosage, 20 milligrams each pill. Explain answer my question. Why is mine a little pink one and hers is a white one double the size?
Damn.
They're the same name, same dosage.
And we're not even getting into that because exactly somebody cuts your medicine. Somebody puts the doses in and they make people that do it know what I'm talking about. Does that mean it's, for example, wherever anybody works, you have lazy people that work with you. Yeah. You see people that cut corners. You don't think people cut corners in every profession? They do. They cut corners in medicine. They cut everybody cuts. There's always that guy, people cutting corners in every profession. It doesn't matter. Yeah. You know what I mean? So all it is about making money. Andy's looking at his watch over here. I think we're getting close to wrapping up. So
only because I'm thinking a 3-hour episode. How long is it gonna take it to mix down? We're talking like another 3 hours. I'm looking at the watch. It's 5 o'clock, 5:19.
Oh yeah.
I probably won't post this till like 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, even if you don't post it today, it's fine.
No, I have to because we started the podcast saying the date. Oh yeah. It's an OCD of mine.
Oh well, there you go.
But
well, all right. Well, I feel like
before we piss off any more doctors, you feel like. What are you saying?
I think we're good. I'm good.
I'm good. Let's wrap it up then. Well, like I end every podcast, Alex. Thank you for riding with me.
Yeah, but we didn't ride anywhere. We're sitting down.
Oh my God! Here we go. You're acting like Roger now.
Like we're literally in a garage. Like where did we ride? And then okay, your name is Flat Tire Andy, right? How do you get anywhere on a flat tire? Like you don't get anywhere. So what would like? It kind of defeats. So, like, the podcast is gonna slowly get there because you have a flat tire, or is that like?
That's just my nickname. That's what
I heard the episode where you got your name. I get it, but it's like
you're just riding
at some point you want to fix the tire.
Well, it's not gonna get fixed anytime soon.
Okay.
Well, thank you for riding with me.
So all my Japanese people, jamata. That means see you later. Oh, I'm learning Japanese.
Thank you for listening to Ride With Me, the Flat Tire Andy podcast. You can also listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean.